Hello and welcome to the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club. It is qualifier race number 3 in June, and we're going to be taking you through all of the action today. My name is Emma Martin, and I'm going to be with you throughout both the men's and the women's race today. My co-host Matt Payne is not alongside me in the studio today. He is out and about in the BMX world. It is indeed the opening rounds of the World Cup this weekend, and that is where you will hear him. We today, however, are heading to Australia for an old favourite. The outer loop, first used on the 31st of December 2023 in the women's racing, and it is a classic 35 kilometres of racing, 593 metres of climbing. They come out of the start pen, and then there's a really nasty kicker at around 700 metres in. They go through 4 sprints today at 200 metres, so a really strong sprint competition today. And then at 15.3 kilometre marker, they go into the Canberra climb. It's 5.4 kilometres with an average gradient of 7.6%. It's stepped, 3 very clear steps on that map today. The first kicker goes to 13%, the second one to 12%, and then the final kicker on the Canberra climb goes to 16% today. Then the women have a 14.3 kilometre run to the finish line. They've got to treat that polka dot banner at the top of the Canberra climb like the finish line today, because that 14.3 kilometre run to the checkered flag is going to be fast and furious. We have had multiple sprints before on this course, and the course record actually held by Merle Bruni, qualifier 3 back in March 2024, 57 minutes 35 seconds. That is the fastest time, and the race course has had a plethora of different winners throughout the categories. Now, talking about categories, we have not been on this course since 6 categories were introduced. So welcome to the Outer Loop course in Australia. 6 categories today for 2025. It's the 11th time we have been on this course in the women's racing, and it's going to be a great one. Well, you can see the women down in the start pen. The categories down there. The purple jersey wearing category 6 riders are going to be away first. They're on the top left-hand corner of your screen. Then the light blue category 5, the red category 4, and the dark blue category 3. They've still got 16 minutes to go. But with 1 minute to go, we drop into the start pen with the category 6 women. Now, 25 riders on the start sheets today. And for me, this is quite an open race today, because Manon Holtman from the Kitty Hawk Racing Skyclaw squad, she took a 4th place last week. A number of other teams being represented as well today. So the Moonpaw and the Skyclaw Kitty Hawk Racing squads, ever present Kitty Hawk Racing. Great to see that squad really developing. Level Cycling Warriors, represented by Brooke Samuel today. Level Phoenix, Rachel Hooker and Birdie and Driscoll on the start line for them. They're joined by a whole range of other riders. Now, Fanuccicorn Sarasuk took 5th place last week in category 6 when we were on the Hedera Ascend course. She climbs well. She could well be one to watch out for today. So we're in with Juliet Narvaez down on the start line. You can see the riders getting ready to head out of that start pen. Some lifting of cadence there in that start pen before those final seconds tick down. But Manon Holtman, Trudy Stevenson, Angie Solizano, all in there. But it's Jacqueline Kirchner leading the run out of the start pen today, and very, very quickly up to pace. And this course really does allow riders and the packs to roll strongly. So out of the start pen, taking that left-hand turn, and you can see from the gradient on the top right-hand corner of your screen, you've got the satellite navigation map, you've got the pack of purple, which is this group of riders we're in with at the moment, and then the red line, which is the gradient, and you can see that left-hand corner turns very sharply, and then the early stages of this first climb hit our riders, and we will see this pack stretch. It really does do damage early on. You've got to have a good warm-up. You've got to be ready to attack the climb, because whilst you won't win the race here, you could be off the back of the pack. We're in with Veronica Arrayas. You can see the fan rolling already. It's a difficult start, this one. It really is. It is one of the key challenges of the Australia Outer Loop course, and does indeed face our riders. And let's just remember, a lot of these riders weren't with us back in 2024, and that was the last time we raced this course. In fact, it was the 8th of December 2024 when we were last on this course for qualifier race number 2 in December. Well, it is now qualifier race number 3 in June for 2025, and we've had a whole raft of new riders joined the Sunday Race Club for 2025 since the introduction of the 6 categories. So a number of these will not have raced this course before. Those who have done their preparation, and I'm sure Melissa Scriven has, she'll know what's facing her on this course today. She's in the pack, she's watching, she's waving. A tricky section to wave on, Melissa, at the moment on this climb. Concentrate and stay in that pack. Don't let the front go. That's my message to you. Well, that fabulous wheel clock on the back in her studio. I do admire that every time we drop in with Melissa. But she's right on the back of Jessica Hamilton's wheel. She's closing down that gap and making sure she's comfortably in the leading group in category 6 as they go over the top of the climb. Time to recover now because they've got a long run through to the Sydney Sprint. The first of 4 sprints on this course, so 4 200-metre sprints. It's going to be a really active sprint competition today. 3 of those sprints coming before the Canberra climb, the final one coming after the Canberra climb today. But really that sprint competition, there'll be riders out there on the racetrack today with that sprint competition as their main focus. It's going to be one for the climbers today. They've really got to get over that Canberra climb at that midpoint section. And then one of the things we do see on this course, or we have seen in the past, is that final 14-kilometre run to the line does sweep riders into big, big packs. And do expect some fast-rolling race packs and some fast finishing fields. So Trudy Stevenson now in the front of this group, and let's just take a look. So Stevenson, Holtman, Solizano, Narvaez, Barco, Samuel, Schwalber, Shrivin, all in this leading group. And you can see 1 or 2 riders just distance off the back there, and highly likely that those 2 riders could squeeze back onto the group. The group now steadied down and taking some recovery after that early climb. And that'll be the nature of the early stages of this course. Push on, whether it's through the small climbs or through the sprints, and then recovery before they get to that Canberra climb, the 15.3 kilometre marker. Well, Category 6 well and truly now out onto the course and settled into a rhythm. Category 5 still awaiting the start at the moment as we drop down into the start pen with them. No teams represented today by any of the riders, but 29 riders on the start sheets today in Category 5. It's a really good, strong-sized race field. In fact, nearly our largest, just beaten by Category 3. But Ella Vink is here. She took the win last week. Sandra Ferron took second. Isabel Giraldo took third. Seba Al Rey took fourth. And Natalia Idzik took fifth. All those riders on the start sheets today. Giraldo also taking the climbing competition. And Idzik taking the sprinting competition. Keep an eye out for those two. They've got great power and it really will work to their advantage today on the Canberra climb. Katja Jaskalainen has come up from Category 6. So has Melanie Skitko. Really looking forward to watching those 2 riders develop through this category. Really well deserved. They've been putting in some really strong performances and really looking forward to seeing what they can do here. So the final seconds ticking down in Category 5 leave the pen. Big pack today. Strong start. Smithson is here. Zugala is here. In the mix, Narvaez is here as well as Montoya. We can see Natalia Idzik really taking key contention at the start of the race towards the front of the pack. In fact, it's Al Rey who is leading the charge. Wilhelm is there as well as Alzat. Now, a number of these riders could go really well today. Johanna Warren is here. Karolina Chudzikowicz is here. Demi Atkins is here. All in the mix. Annalyn Tejeros is here as well. Amy Loxley, Petra Aitken too. These riders can go really strongly today, but that first key challenge today is that climb very early on. They're coming into it now, and at the front of the pack here, we can see a slight stretch. We've got Isabel Anna Isabel Valencia on our screen at the moment, warm where she is today, towel on the front of the bike by the handlebars, just changing gear, making sure she's where she needs to be, up and out of the saddle, pushing on here in the leading pack. Great positioning here from Isabel Alzat on our screens at the moment. Annalyn Tejeros, Demi Atkins, Cynthia Narvaez, all in the mix. The pack is rolling strongly. We've got one rider just off the back of the group at the moment, but this group looking like they could well go over the top of this climb with most of the riders intact. It's a strong category 5 pack and they are so well matched. It's the absolute fabulous nature of the categorization here on MyWhoosh is really that key factor. The fact that the categories are so well matched. It produces fabulous racing and such competitive racing week in, week out in each of our race fields. And we see a lot of riders returning. So 4 qualification rounds this month. It's a long month, 5 Sundays. And it does mean we do see riders drop in and drop out. And some of the riders who might be ever present for 3 qualification rounds do take a week out on a 4 qualification round month. Not everybody. Some of us aren't ever present, but it does mean that 1 or 2 riders do choose to take a break, but it does mean a long month and a lot of opportunity to qualify for that final. So 2 verified rides qualify you for the team competition and in that monthly final. There we go. Natalia Idzik on our screen. We were talking about her earlier. She has been very, very dominant in sprint competition recently, took 5th place overall as well. I think, no pressure, Natalia, this could be a course for you today. It's your type of climbing. It really is. But it's going to be really good to see how Natalia does today. But she has been riding really strongly recently and really finishing regularly in the top 5 now in category 5. Well, coming through the sprint at the 4.3 kilometre marker is indeed the category 6 pack. And you can see Jessica Hamilton. Now, she really is one of the sprinting stars from category 6. Just such a phenomenal sprint on her, and it really is her target. And you can see she's in the green skin suit already, picking up the fastest time through that sprint. Manon Holtman putting in a good sprint for 2nd place, also part and parcel of Jessica Hamilton's team, the Kitty Hawk Racing Skyclaw squad. Rachel Hooker from Level Phoenix putting in a strong sprint for 3rd. But Jessica Hamilton absolutely nailing the sprints week in, week out on the Sunday Race Club. Well, 14 riders in the leading group in category 6 as they've gone through that first Sydney sprint today. That early climb really doing some damage to the pack. So as category 6 go through the first sprint of the day, category 5 have gone over the first climb of the day. Category 4 are down in the start pens. The Blitz Babes, Isabella Kawazuska is here representing the Blitz Babes today. And the Pedal Queens, Gina De Grazia and Louisa Schultz on our start sheets. Now, really interesting this because Hannah Goodall, who took 4th place last week, is on the start sheets today, but she is the only one from the top 5 last week who is. Now, that's because 3 riders have progressed to category 3, which again, really great and congratulations. We'll talk about those when we move to the category 3 start. But for me, this leaves category 4 wide open today. Catherine Tompkinson is here, Kristen Hamilton, Rachel Kennedy, Rebecca Johnson, Rosa Herrero, Sabrina Horner, Suzanne Stenman, Elena Lopez, Barbara Bulwara, Anna Freias, all here today. This could be a really strong race because they'll all have looked at the start sheets when they came out on Thursday, and they will all know what I know is that only one rider from the top 5 last week is here. And it's going to be really interesting because it really does open up the racing, and riders' expectations will be different because the riders that they would expect to see on 1, 2, 3 on those top 3 podium steps, they're not here. All of a sudden, it just changes the rider's mentality and gives them a little bit more added motivation, added thought. Oh, maybe it could be my week. You just never know. Well, Kawazuska on the front of the pack, Georgia Perry in there as well, Gina De Grazia in the mix. Rosa Herrera paying close attention at the front. She knows she will have raced this course before. She knows exactly what this early climb is like and the damage it can do. But the entire Category 4 pack rolling strongly out the start pen at the moment. There were 24 riders on the start sheets today. We'll take a look when they go through the first sprint to see how many of them are rolling in the leading pack. But at the moment, they are strongly out of the pen and climbing really well. This pack, not too much stretch on this group like we've seen on some of the others. Gina DeGracia, Barbara Bulwara, Catherine Tompkinson, Rebecca Johnson, Rosalina Barragan, Barbara Bulwara, all at the front of the group. And we can in with Rebecca Johnson and Gina DeGracia on our screens at the moment. You can see DeGracia just up and out the saddle, dancing on those pedals nicely. Johnson choosing to sit. In fact, Johnson does do a lot of seated climbing. We are in with her quite regularly on the climbs because she is a strong climber. And often to note, she is a seated climber rather than one of the riders who chooses to stand on those pedals on the climbs. Maybe we'll drop in with her later and see how she is climbing on the Canberra climb, whether she's in or out of that saddle. Well, whilst the Category 4 riders roll over that first climb of the day, the Category 5 riders are lining up for the sprint. In with Natalia Idzik. Her and Katja Jaskalainen are off the back of the group. Perfect positioning for the sprint. There we go. Idzik up and out the saddle. She's got company in that pain cave. Added motivation there. But Idzik doesn't need any added motivation when it comes to the sprint. She's on Giraldo's wheel and she's up and over and she's giving it large to go over the top of Isabel Giraldo at the moment. Natalia Idzik from the back of the group to the front of the group. Perfect timing. Absolutely brilliant, gulping in the air, and she does indeed. She pips Giraldo on the line, and she pips Giraldo on the time as well. So Natalia Idzik taking the first green jersey and the maximum points in the first sprint. Isabel Giraldo, I tell you something, that was a fabulous sprint from her as well. Demi Atkins putting in a strong position for third place as well in Category 5. Brilliant racing there. Really strong. And just taking a little look here at the moment, by my count, that should be 19 riders in that leading group in that Category 5 race. So big pack rolling and rolling strongly in Category 5. So Category 6 at the 7.4 kilometre marker. They're on the downhill run into the aquarium at the moment. You can see them into that aquarium tunnel. And Hamilton is there, Hooker, Kirchner, Solizano and Sarasu. The riders we'd expect to be at the front of that Category 6 race. Category 5 rolling strongly as well. They're around 2.5 kilometres behind Category 6. 5 minutes out of the start pen behind Category 6. 5 minutes behind Category 5 was indeed Category 4. They're on the bottom left-hand corner of your screen at 2.3 kilometres. Category 3, they are the next riders out of the start pen. There they are, the dark blue jerseys, sat in that UCI start pen waiting. Now, a number of teams being represented today in Category 3. Emily Nyquist and Heather Shanks, Shanks took third place last week for the Cinnamon Bun Racing team. Cycling District represented by Liliana Silva. Team Golden Light is in the mix. And then the Quad Collective, it's a trio for the Quad Collective today. Camilla Salgado, Lam Kong and Stephanie Briggs. Really good to see those three on the start sheets today. They are joined, a total of 33 riders on the start sheets in Category 3. It is the biggest race field. 3 riders coming up from Category 4 today. Claudia Hyde has come up, Gina Van Rossum has come up, and Melissa Simkin has come up. Really great and well-deserved progression for those 3 riders into Category 3. Well, away you go, Category 3 out of the start pen. And Montoya's just going to have to put a little dig in there, and she does indeed. Go on, Catherine Montoya. Dig. Get into that pack. You know what's going to happen when you take that left-hand turn. The gradient is going to go up, and you need to be in that group and not off the back. Gina Van Rossum, Eva Essler is there. Kate McLeod. She had a brilliant race last week, Kate McLeod. Fabulous to see her in the mix and riding strongly. McLeod took second place last week. Really good to see her racing strongly in that race last week. Angelica Altamirano took third. Stephanie Briggs was in there as well. She rode really strongly. So good to see those riders and racers doing so well. So last week it was Lip from McLeod, from Ultramarino, from Briggs, from Nyquist. And really good to see those riders in the mix here. But joined today, Holly Bergen is in here, Amy Bradley is in here, Kim Bonilla is in here, Asulia Kasani is in here, Emily Nyquist, there she is on the bike on our screens, part and parcel of that cinnamon bun racing screen. And as we said, great performance from her last week. Took 5th place in that race on the Hedera Ascend climb. Different type of climbing today, but still stepped, but a bit steeper. It's going to be interesting to see how Nyquist will go today. She's got Katrin Nielsen around her at the moment, Hannah Pekakova, Patty Keinberger is in there, as well as Camilla Salgado. The pack is all together, not having lost any riders on the climb, and great to see them rolling and rolling strongly today. This is normally such a competitive race field. It really, really is. And some really strong performances from the group. Often we see them come in a big pack of riders and a very small amount of time between the top 10, even the top 12, top 15. And last week, it just shows you how close it was, because the top 5, nobody in the top 5 took the sprint competition or the climb competition overall. The sprint competition was taken by Randy Gino, and Holly Bergen took the climb competition. Neither of those two riders finishing in the top 5. Well, Camilla Salgado is on our screen at the moment. Nice cadence. You can see that because, well, you can see it on the screen, but you can also see it is the rider who we are in with at the moment. So on the right, bottom right of the screen, the list of names, the rider that has the dark blue highlight, it's their stats that we're seeing on that top screen. The white bar gives us the riders we're highlighted stats. So 175 beats per minute, Camilla Salgado's heart rate, working strongly. Power 158. She's in the wind. It was black. It's now gone green, which tells me she's in the draft. The draft is where you want to be. You want to have green watts for as long as possible. The person who wins this race does not necessarily need to be the person who's put out the highest average watts. Often it is not the case at all. You don't want to aim to have the highest average watts in the race field. You want to aim to have the lowest average watts in the race field, because you want your watts to be green for as long as possible. You want to be in the draft. You want to be saving energy. And the final number on that white bar is the cadence. So currently, Svardström, 78 revolutions per minute. Her heart rate of 111 and her power at 175. Now, what's really interesting is you will see huge variations in riders' heart rates, whether it's 109, we're in with Beltran 132, we were just in with the rider with 160. It is so relative. Some riders' maximum heart rates might be 180, others might be 207. So never compare the numbers when it is about the heart rate, because they are so personal. Take a look at where that heart rate is to the comparator of the zone the rider is in, and it'll tell you relatively how hard that rider is working. So currently, Lorena Beltram's heart rate 128. She's riding at zone 1. Just ticked into zone 2. So a steady heart rate at 125, zone 1, zone 2, level 4 Beltran. You can see that there very, very comfortably. And it is far better to match the zone of the rider with the heart rate than compare the heart rates with each rider. Okay, so category 3 now rolling strongly. They're coming up to the 3 kilometre marker. They've gone up and over the first climb of the day, and they are now indeed rolling their way towards that first sprint, the Sydney sprint. We've seen category 4 go through there as well, whilst we've been in with category 3. Sabrina Horner putting in a phenomenal sprint, 11.3 watts per kilo average through that sprint. That is just astounding to take it from Katie Adkins. And she does that just in third place. Louisa Schultz from the Pedal Queens in category 4. So I'm looking at that thinking there's around 22 riders in that Category 4 pack rolling in the leading group. Now, Category 5 rolling strongly at the 9.8 kilometre marker, now starting to sweep up some of the back markers in the Category 6 race. It's looking like we've got 1 or 2 riders in Category 5 off the back, but not far off the back of the pack. This is the leading group as they are climbing out of the aquarium climb at that underwater tunnel. So they will indeed have now gone through the aquarium sprint, because the aquarium sprint is at the bottom of the tunnel. So they'll have gone through that at the 8.7 kilometre marker. Now at 10.1. In fact, it was indeed Natalia Idzik who picked up maximum points on that sprint as well in Category 5. So she's still in that green skin suit, having taken both of those sprints and scoring maximum points in them. Very similar to Jessica Hamilton in Category 6, who are on the right-hand side of your screen, also taking maximum points in the second sprint of the day as well. Category 3 coming up for the first sprint of the day, and they are indeed at the 4.1 kilometre mark. And we've got a rider, Camilla Salgado, is out front at the moment. Ruti Rees is sitting in the wheel. Kate McLeod is there as well. Now, interesting that these riders are so far forward if they are going to attempt to go for the sprint. If you're giving yourself some sliding room to let the rest of the pack come up onto you, or indeed helping out a teammate by giving them riders to draft into the back of. But Rees is going, and so is Pekka Kova. Not surprised to see Hanna-Pekka Kova going. She won't have gone from the front. She will indeed go from the back. It's going to be interesting to see where they finish. But Pekka Kova at the moment in the green skin suit. Lam Kong coming through, sitting on her wheel. Anna Svanström is there. Well, I can tell you it is indeed Hanna-Pekka Kova who took the sprint, and I'm not surprised. 12 watts per kilo average. That was one dialed sprint from Hanna-Pekka Kova. 732 watts, nailing it large. Lam Kong from the Quad Collective coming through in second. Catherine Montoya really putting a big dig as well to take third place. Those three riders putting in outstanding sprints today. So 22 riders also in that leading group in Category 3. 22 seems to be the magic number at the moment, but it is a big pack, and they have now settled back down. You can see how quickly they've dropped back to Zone 2 with them at the moment. It's been wonderful to watch her return to racing. She was so strong. She took a break. She was away from the Sunday race come, and she's come back in and riding and racing so strongly. It's fabulous to see. Well, the Category 4 pack are now coming towards the second sprint of the day, the Aquarium Squint. The Aquarium Squint. The Aquarium Sprint. Needed a bit of a rewind there. Stenman on the front with Horner, but it's Karl Wazowska in the mix as well, and Sabrina Horner, who took the sprint last time, going off the front of the group, and she's not really being challenged though. Katie Adkins is pushing on, so is Kristen Hamilton, but the big numbers that we've seen before not coming out of the rest of the group, obviously making a choice as to whether they look to contend Horner in that sprint, and Horner picking up the top spot there. Katie Adkins taking second and Kristen Hamilton taking third. Now, Category 2 about to start. EBUS Esports are here. Christine Schneider is here. Maria Thompson is here representing those. The Antipodean Racing Team, Dana Davidson, Kate Tridden, Sylvia Gurrea. The core squad of Gonzalez, Rua, Hakkinen and Cowman. Field is there as well. All four of those here today. The Purebred Daisies represented by Jenny Eck. And then United Cadence, Manshandi and Denton, both on the start sheets today. They are joined, 27 riders in total. Lethbridge, Embring, Filensky, Engstrom, Nordin, Prado, Pruitt, Lenin, Karamani, Jixka, Marb, Jaramillo, Roach and London. It's going to be a great battle today. 4 seconds separated the top 14 riders in this race field last week. That's pretty much 50% of the race field finishing in 4 seconds of each other on a race last week that had a climb at the end. Well, today the climb comes pretty much at the halfway point, and then there's a 14.3 kilometre run from the top of that climb to the finish line. It's going to be interesting to see how many of this pack are still together, but I don't think you could discount a mass sprint today in category 2 as well. Davidson, Norden, Schneider, Pruitt, Field, Mob, Manshandi, Filensky all got to be thinking today could be the day to take top spot. A number of these riders have joined the Sunday Race Club fairly recently. Lethbridge, one of those. She won't have raced this course before, as we mentioned at the beginning of the show. It's the 11th time that we have been on the Australian Outer Loop course. The first time was indeed on the 31st of December, so New Year's Eve 2023. If you can remember back that far, we were on the Australia Outer Loop. The course got used 9 times in 2024. The fastest time on this course, the course record set by Merle Bruni in March 2024, 57 minutes 35 seconds. But the category 1 have had so many different winners on this course, and it's going to be really interesting to see. With the 6 race categories obviously not in play in 2024, we're going to have a lot of first time category winners today, and I wonder who's going to be the first rider in this category 2 pack to take the win today. Could it be German Prado? The rider from the Philippines goes so strongly, but she's got a packed racing schedule at the moment, and obviously she's always very regular here on the Sunday Race Club as well, so fitting in an awful lot of road racing and time trialing into her schedule, as well as the Sunday Race Club. So it's going to be interesting to see whether she is fatigued today or whether she has the legs to really give it large. Tilly Field is here. Could be a good course for her, you know. Bridget Filensky, we know she's a great sprinter, and the nature of this climb today, the Canberra climb, with the 3 clear steps, short and sharp steps, and they are really sharp. They're around 13% in places, and the top one kicks at 16%, but does suit a sprint type climber rather than a long ruler, and we're going to see that, and that's going to be really interesting. Jenny Eck could go well here today. She took the climbing competition last week, and she is such a strong climber. This really could be one of the days where she's got this course on her radar for a top spot. The other rider who we've seen go really well on the climbs since she's moved up from category 3 is Alice Lethbridge. She's a strong climber. I'm sure all of these 3 riders, Gonzalez Ruel, she can sprint. She could go well today as well. Christine Schneider on the top of your screen, Jeremy and Prado on the bottom. These 3 riders, the look of concentration on their face at the moment. They're at the 2.1 kilometre marker. They are up and over the first short, sharp climb of the day. The pack is rolling. I'm going to wave back. Matt's not in the studio today, and normally he waves to all the riders when they come up onto the screen. So just filling the role. Well, Correa, Gonzalez, Rua, Davison, Filensky, Katarina Karamani. Could she do the business today? Could she get to the top spot? Well, the rider who was on the top spot last week, Kuma, she was on the top spot last week. Then it was Kiddle. Then it was Wagner. All 3 of those riders are now in category 1. This is going to be interesting. So Ablock International in category 1, Kolchinsky, Hermansen, Holdcroft, McCarthy. Yes, Kate McCarthy, the world champion, is back after a 2-week break. Mika Soderstrom from Ablock International. Sophie Giovanni from Supernova is here as well. Guerra, Fua, Bruni and Meyer from the Sweat Sensations are all on the start sheets. Alberg, Van Hooling and Bjarhead from the Breakaways are here. And Lizzie Brooke from the Watt Sisters. They're joined by Kiddle, Wagner, Gallegos, Kolkowitz, Van Shaw, Kuma, and Penner. This is going to be one seriously great category 1 race. 21 riders on the start sheets down there in the start pens. We're in with the world champion, resplendent in those rainbow bands. She's taken a break. She's coming back. The build up to the World Championships in 2025 may well be starting for our current reigning world champion, Kate McCarthy. So BR Head is in the pack with Holcroft. Now, so many different women have taken the win here on the Australia Outer Loop course. One of the names that is not on my sheets, but I will do a double check in a little bit, don't worry, is indeed Kate McCarthy. But we haven't been here in 2025, and we haven't been here for some time. In fact, I'm just going to do a little double check. I'll do a double check in a minute. So we have had so many different riders take the win on this course. So where are we? In December, or on the 31st of December 2023, so the first time we were on this course, Mina Koinstinen took the win in Category 1. Okay. And we've had numerous different riders win since then. So Lou Bates took the win. Catherine Fu has taken the win. Mel Bruni holds the fastest time on the course. Kristen Kulczynski has indeed taken the win here as well. So a wide variety of Category 1 riders with their name on the top spot on this course. It's going to be interesting to see who can take the top spot today in 2025. The first time we have used this course in 2025, and it's qualifier 3 in June. So it's going to be interesting. It's the 11th time we have used this course overall. Used 9 times in 2024. Pretty much most of those before July. So we've used it on the 21st of January, on the 4th of February, the 17th of March, the 14th of April, the 19th of May, and the 16th of June. Oh, there's some symmetry in that. It's the 15th of June today. Then we used it once in July, and then it wasn't used until December. Currently using the power through those pedals at the moment is Jill Pruitt as she goes through the Sydney Sprint in Category 2. Category 2 are rolling really well and really strongly at the moment. Let's just take a little look. Is it Jill Pruitt? No, it's not. It's Dorothy Gonzalez-Rua. When we saw her on our screens earlier, we did say that she really did have great sprinting legs, and Gonzalez-Rua absolutely proving that with a phenomenal sprint in Category 2 to take that top spot from Jill Pruitt. Third place going to Christine Schneider from Abus Esports in that first sprint of the day in Category 2. Well, Category 2 are through the first sprint, the Sydney Sprint. Category 1 are rolling. They're up and over the first climb of the day. The legs have been stretched. We drop in with Bridget Kiddle. Bridget Kiddle, congratulations on making Category 1. I'm not sure whether she's happy about it, whether she's concerned. I hope she's absolutely planning on giving it large, because that's what we love about racing. She is never one to shy away from attacking, from really playing out the tactics, and it's always great to watch her race. Really looking forward to seeing what she does in Category 1. And I tell you something, so well deserved the progression to Category 1. Really looking forward to seeing what she can do. Dana Wagner is up as well. Carolina Kolkowitz, Pia Kuma. Real great progression from Category 2, moving up into this category. Now, it was Guerra who took the win last week for the Sweat Sensations. Her teammates in second and third behind her, Catherine Furr and Merle Bruni. Great packing from the Sweat Sensations last week. Kristen Kulczynski, well, she is on some climbing form at the moment. She took 4th place last week. I think she backed it last week, the Sunday Race Club, with an outdoor hill climb where she set a massive personal record. I think, maybe you don't quote me, I think it was by about 3 minutes she PR'd on that course. So she is just on superior form. Catherine Furr, well, she's on our screen at the moment, and I'll tell you something, you can never discount Catherine Furr. She's won on this course before. She won back in February. That was her first win on the Australia Outer Loop course, February 2024, I'm talking about, not February 2025. She also took the win in May last year as well. So she has won more than once on this course already. Can she add another win today? I tell you something, she really will give it absolutely her best shot. Guerra is another one of the riders. Now, this is really an interesting course today in Category 1, because the climb is in the middle, and then it is a long run, 14.3 kilometre run to the finish line, which is downhill or pretty much flat. And that for me is always interesting when it gets to category one, because the assumption is you go hard at the end on the climb. This time they've got a long, long run to the finish line. Now, Melissa Scriven on our screen at the moment, you can see her on the climb. She's on the Canberra climb at the moment. The gradient's so steep, 10.8% at the moment. And Scriven continuing to tap a rhythm. She's got the leaders in the category 5 race going past her. They are riding, gosh, they are pushing strongly on the early stages of the climb. This is so steep, it's just shy of 13% at the moment as it ticks over. It does go over 13%, this first kicker on the climb. And this is where, for me, the satellite navigation image really is great on the Sunday Race Club, because you can now see the category 5 pack slightly stretching as the push comes on at the front of the group. You've got Scriven at the back in purple, but then you've got the rest of the category 6 race field further up ahead. They're continuing to push on the climb. Vink, Zugala, all in that mix of the category 5 race. The category 4 race have just gone underneath the polka dot banner at the 15.4 kilometre marker. You can see there Horner leading the group with Halmarson, Kurasova, Kawazuska is in there, Schultz, Goodall is in there as well. But the early stages of the climb, not as steep. Going into the climb, it's around 4%, and the riders at that point in time still in the draft, 25 kilometres per hour they are moving at that category 4 pack. The draft is still usable at that point in the race, and that's what you need to remember. Everywhere there is a drafting opportunity to use it. On the other side of the race field, we're in with Melissa Scriven. At 7 kilometres an hour, the draft is no longer strong. And you can see the riders on that climb, and that climb absolutely spreading the race field. Well, one race field that is still some way off of the climb is the category 1 pack, and we're in with Guerra at the moment. She's part and parcel of the group. She took the win last week. On that Hederic climb. In fact, she's had 2 wins this month. She took the win on Qualifier 1 in Tel Marib again. She's up and out of the saddle, just wanting to make sure she stays in the group. She's not looking to contest the sprint. Those riders are already up ahead, but she doesn't want to drop off the back of the group, and she's just squeezing in. Catherine Fu doing exactly the same thing. So's Lizzie Brooks. So's Merle Bruni. They want to stay in that group. Mika Soderstrom is the rider who's contesting the sprint, I can tell you, and she's put in a fabulous push there. So Mika Soderstrom from Aberloch International contests the sprint in category 1 and takes away the win in 14.4 seconds. She'll take the green skin suit. Gonzalez Rua took the time in category 2. Hannah Pekakova sets the fastest time of the day on the Sydney sprint in category 3. Sabrina Horner, category 4. Natalia Idzik, category 5. And Jessica Hamilton in category 6. Those riders will all be in the green skin suit, picking up maximum points of the Sydney sprint. There are 4 sprints today, top in each of those race categories, picking up 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Those points added together to give the overall sprint competition. And we'll see that green skin suit sitting on the shoulders of the rider with the most points in each of the categories. Well, the riders coming back into the pack in category 1 after that push on the sprint. All the riders together, Van Shaw, Mayer, Gallegos, Bjarhead, all in the mix. Giovanni is there as well. The riders settling back down very, very quickly into zone 2 riding. So a comfortable transition after that pickup on the sprint for category 1. And category 1 through the Sydney sprint now at the 4 kilometre marker. They're coming up, well, they're now at 5.5 kilometres as they've got the shore on the right-hand side. The other riders further up the road. Nobody up the Canberra climb yet, but a number of our race fields through sprint number 3. So category 3 now through there. They'll be coming up onto the climb very, very shortly. Now, category 6, the first race field away today. 5 minutes back to category 5, 5 minutes back to category 4, 5 minutes back to category 3. Then a 10-minute break before category 2 came out of the start pen, and then 5 minutes behind category 2, category 1. The riders we're in with at the moment, they were indeed the last race field out of the start pens today. So category 1 on your screen. On the right-hand side of your screen, we're in with Manon Holtman, category 6 at the moment. She's mixed in with some of the category 5 riders at the moment. Restrepo is there, Loxley, Wilhelm, Tejeros and Ferron. My look guess, I was going to say my guess, but it's not really a guess. I'm looking at the screen. There's the leading group in category 5. And you can see on the top right-hand corner of that screen, a real mix now, looking like you've got that leading group of 5 in category 5. You've got a gap back to a second chasing group. That group stretching on. Giraldo just behind Holtman, part and parcel of that. So that's pretty much 6 riders there if Giraldo pushes on. Vink leading the group behind. She took the win last week. Very different type of climbing today. They're at 17.7 kilometre marker. This climb finishes at 20.7k. They've still got 3k of climbing to go. It's such a long climb, 5.4 kilometres in total, and so steep. Really feels it like it just goes on forever. Well, Brooke Samuel is leading the charge at the front of the race. This is category 6. They're on the final section of the climb now. They've got around 2.5 kilometres to go. So they are halfway up, but it's Samuel, Solizano, Stevenson, Sarasu, and Narvaez are there. Chalbois is in the group as well. So 6 riders in category 6, still in contention. With 2 kilometres of climbing still to go. This group can stay together, and it is a big ask. The gradient at the moment at 8.2%. Solizano, you can see zone 5 at the moment, so really pushing and really digging deep at that 3.2 kilometres. There she is. We're in with her, and you can see digging deep there, the work, the concentration, the headphones on, whether that is teammates chatting or whether that is loud banging music to keep her going and to take away the fire in her legs. At the moment, you can see she's just continuing to climb and climb strongly. So Solizano really working hard. Brooke Samuel just starting to pull clear at the moment. Really great racing from the riders here. Chalbois, Stevenson, Narvaez digging deep a little bit there, just trying to stay in contention at the moment on the final section of the climb. They're at 18.3, and I'll tell you who's coming. This is the leading group in category 5. Restrepo, Loxley, Wilhelm, Montoya, Tejeros, they're all in the mix as well. It's a group of 5 riders in category 5, 6 riders in category 6 in the 2 leading groups. There's some symmetry in those numbers. But Loxley, Montoya, Tejeros, Wilhelm and Restrepo, nothing is separating these 5 riders at the moment. They really are climbing strongly right the way across the road here and continuing to push as they work their way towards the top of the climb. They too have around 2 kilometres to go. So category 6 and category 5 on the right-hand side of your screen, working their way towards the top of the Canberra climb. Category 1 are coming into the base of the aquarium. They're going to be lining themselves up for the aquarium sprint very shortly. Now, let's just remind ourselves, it was Mika Soderstrom who took the sprint and is in that green skin suit in category 1. Her competition really was Tiffany Penner. Tiffany Penner pushed on strongly. So did Bjarhead as well, actually. So those were the top 3 riders. Maria Holdcroft just stretching her legs in that fourth place. But I think it's going to be Soderstrom and Penner, potentially Bjarhead, who will go for this sprint. So keep an eye on the positioning of those riders. Bjarhead we're in with at the moment. She's pretty much towards the front of the group. We're going to see, in fact, Soderstrom going right off the front of the group. No real running, no real charge, but Holdcroft is the rider to which is giving her a bit of a lead out here. So Holdcroft leading out Soderstrom. They are indeed teammates on that Ablock International squad. So a little bit of draft coming from Holdcroft for Mika Soderstrom. Soderstrom stays in that green skin suit. In fact, she puts in an outstanding sprint. She's going to take the fastest time. Look at that. So Mika Soderstrom, 12.3 watts per kilo through that sprint, gives her a time of 12.6 seconds, the fastest time through the aquarium sprint today. Gonzalez Rua, as she did in the first sprint, took the second in category 2. Lam Kong took this sprint for category 3. That's the competition hotting up. Sabrina Horner, Natalia Idzik, and Jessica Hamilton in categories 4, 5, and 6. All 3 of those riders doing as they did in the aquarium sprint and the Sydney sprint, taking the fastest time in their respective categories. Mika Soderstrom dropping back down to zone 2 to take some recovery after that sprint effort. She's going to want to stay as close to that pack as possible. Now, talking about packs, the 6 riders at the head of the Category 6 race are about to be caught by the 5 riders at the head of the Category 5 race. But it does look as though there's been a few changes since we have been here before. Now, Amy Loxley, Isabel Restrepo, Maria Wilhelm, and Dani Giraldo Montoya are absolutely locked together. They really, really are in this Category 5 race. Annalyn Tejeros is the rider off the back of the group. She's at 3 seconds now. It's not a lot. It is not a lot. And she is indeed pushing on, and she is desperately trying to get back into the group, but it is strong work at the moment. Restrepo is at 4.4 watts per kilo. The gradient is at 14.3. It does kick to 16% here. It is honestly like you are riding up a wall. The wall that is the top of the Canberra climb. Well, the Category 6 riders are about to see these 4 Category 5 riders come up and over the top. In fact, Schalbard, just utilising the back of the group, has added motivation to try and get back onto the leading group here in Category 6. But we've got 1 rider away at the moment. We've got Brooke Samuel, 15 seconds up the road, and it does look like a small distance, but don't discount it because this is so steep. It's a 15-second gap to Samuel. She is climbing really strongly at the moment. So Brooke Samuel in 1 in Category 6. Juliet Narvaez leading the group behind mix now with the leaders in Category 5. Loxley, Wilhelm, Giraldo and Restrepo. Those are the riders leading the Category 5 race. So Samuel doing a sterling job of holding off the charge from behind in the Category 5 race. Leading on the road at the moment. Now, Category 4 also on to the climb at the 18.6 kilometre marker. They are working their way up strongly, and we said Rebecca Johnson climbed strongly. She is sat down in that pain cave, tapping out a rhythm at the moment on the climb, and that rhythm is giving her the head of the Category 4 race. Bulwara, Vochkova, Barragan, they are the riders chasing hard at the moment. It's one long tail of Category 4 riders. Take a look at that. But Johnson sitting in zone 5 at the moment. This is hard work. This is strong stuff from Rebecca Johnson. The gradient at the moment at 10% and kicking up at the moment is going to keep going until they get to the platform. This is the second climb section at the moment. And Johnson doing what Johnson does so well, and that is climb strongly. She's still got just under 2K to go of this climb. She's got 3 riders chasing. So Category 4 at the moment. 1 rider out clear by 11 seconds. 3 riders chasing, then a small gap back to the next group, and that's being led by Rosalina Barragan and Sabrina Horner. Horner in that green skin suit in that sprint competition. And we did say at the start of the show that this Canberra climb may well suit a strong sprinter as well as a good climber. Well, Rebecca Johnson doing a great job there. Category 3 now at the 18-kilometre marker. They too are on the climb. They've gone up and over the first step on the this group. We're in with Heather Shanks at the moment. You can see on the screen. I think she too is a little bit amazed about how many riders are still there. But it's Briggs, Bergin, Shanks, Nielsen, Beltran, Kienberger, McLeod, Reese, all in this group. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 riders in the leading group in Category 3, side by side on the Canberra climb at the 18.1 kilometre marker. Category 3 is just so strong. These riders, these racers, just absolutely dialing it today. And there we go. We're in with Reese at the moment. And you can see the look of concentration, the work being done by Ruti Reese. Zone 5, heart rate at 167. She's doing 230 watts at the moment. She is pushing it strongly. She's on the wheel of Stephanie Briggs, and that's exactly where she wants to stay. She does not want to let this group go. And you can see the concentration, the pain, the desire to stay in that group so strong with Reese. Bradley is there. McLeod is there. We said she was going well, didn't we? She took second place last week in category 3. She wants a top spot today. She's been out on the road in Spain. Just such strong work here today in category 3. They are on the climb. 3 kilometers behind them are category 2. They've just gone underneath the polka dot banner. It's the start of the Canberra climb for category 2. Gonzalez Rua is in the green skin suit. She's taken the sprints, all 3 of the sprints she's taken in category 2. Putting in some outstanding performances. Jill Pruitt has been really trying to contend those as well, but not quite at the level of Gonzalez Rua. Nobody's over the top of the climb yet, but many are trying. At the Outer Loop Bridge Sprint, which is the 3rd sprint of the day, in come category 1. We've got a rider coming from the back to the front, so we could see a little bit of a push here from Penner. It is indeed Tiffany Penner trying to contend with Mika Soderstrom for the sprint. Is it going to be Soderstrom? Is it going to be Penner? Soderstrom comes through at some phenomenal power. Where is Penner? Penner slots into 2nd place, not quite matching Mika Soderstrom today. 13 watts per kilo that rounds up to for Mika Soderstrom. 13.0 seconds setting the fastest time. Gonzalez Rua coming through in category 2. Ever dominant. Hannah Pekakova, category 3 has been really changeable. Gina De Grazia picking up in category 4. A little bit of competition there. Natalia Idzik, that's the 3rd sprint she's taken today, and Jessica Hamilton too, taking the sprint for the 3rd time in that category 6 competition. There's one more sprint to go. Comes after the Canberra climb at the 31 kilometre marker. 4K from the finish today. Wow. Category 1 and category 2 are racing and racing strongly. Category 1 are only Racefield, not now on the Canberra climb here on the Outer Loop in Wollongong. In Wollongong? The Outer Loop in Australia. Let's get this right, shall we? They're in Canberra on the Canberra climb. They're not on the Wollongong climb. That doesn't come until the finale of the month. Yes, indeed, you heard me correctly. The June finals going to the Wollongong course in Australia. Always great racing there, and that climb is so steep, but multi-stepped with the 2 kilo climbs with the descent in the middle, really enabling some pace and some closing of those early gaps. Now, category 1 not on the climb, but everybody else is. Category 2, they are coming up on the early slopes at the moment, and the pack still strong and all together. It's a little bit different elsewhere. Last time we were in with category 3, there were 13 riders in that leading group. They're still starting to ride. Well, they're still riding strongly, but they're starting to get stretched a little bit there. Starting to see time gaps appear. Category 4, Rebecca Johnson, she was riding clear of a group of 3 last time. That group now, well, it was 11 seconds last time we were in. It's now nearer 20. So Johnson putting in some great performances, and she's really working her way through that race field. She's moving herself up towards top 10 overall on the road. So Johnson putting in an outstanding performance here. Really great climbing today, and fabulous to see. Well, why don't we take a look at what these categories are racing for and take a look at that. Well, category 6 prize money, you can see we are indeed on the individual classification because the team competition is the monthly final. But the top winning prize today in category 6 taking $170 down to $10 for 10th. The sprint competition and the Queen of the Mountains competition, $15 there for those, for each of the segments, and indeed overall. That team competition coming in at the end of the month. Now, the prize money progressing as we work our way through the categories, and you can see that because this is category 5. So we jumped to $280 for first place in category 5, down to 20 for 10th place. $20 also on the line for each of the segments. Obviously, 4 sprints, add those up. up. That's $80 overall if you win all those segments. And then if you win the sprint competition by winning those sprint segments, you get another $30. So that's 110 overall if you can pick up all of those sprints and win the competition overall. In category 4, the prize money picks up to $470 for first, down through to 10th place. So 10 riders picking up prize money in each of the categories in that individual competition, not just the top 5 as it was in 2024 when we were here on this race course last. The segment prize in category 4 jumping to $30.55 for that overall win in the sprint and Queen of the Mountains competition. Category 3, we move again, $780 for first place, down to $50 for 10th today. That segment prize picking up to $40, and that overall Queen of the Mountains and sprint competition picking up to $80. Category 2 progresses as well as the prize money keeps climbing on the way up to category 1. So category 2, we see the prize money jump then to $1,310 for first place, down to $80 for 10th place in that individual classification today. Those segment prizes are at $50, and the overall sprint win and the overall Queen of the Mountains win is at $110. Now, category 1 prize money is the top of the tree. $2,170 will go to the winner today, and $140 will go through to 10th place, and you can see how it progresses down. The segment prizes in category 1, $70 per segment, $135 for the overall sprint win, and $135 overall for the Queen of the Mountains competition. You add all that together, and well, there are a huge number of our riders today who will be walking away with prizes. Now, let me give you a little bit of a heads up. So, if we went back to May, I could tell you that 60 different riders took top 5 places. And I'm just talking top 5. I'm not talking top 10. So 60 different riders took top 5 places in the women across the 6 categories. So that's more than 60 athletes taking away prize money in May in the women's race field. And, well, in the men's, it's exactly the same because the prize money is identical in the men's and the women's competition here on the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club. Well, that's the polka dot banner at the top of the Canberra climb, and Amy Loxley is the first rider who is going to go underneath the polka dot banner on the Canberra climb. She's the first rider to go over the top, and boy, there will be a huge sigh of relief. 14.3 kilometres now. It's downhill or flat majoritively the whole way to the finish line, and Loxley has company because Restrepo, Wilhelm are with her. That's going to be a 3-rider group, I think. The question is, can Danny Giraldo get back on? Well, Rebecca Johnson is coming. So category 5, 4 riders over the top. Amy Loxley in the polka dot skin suit setting the fastest time up the climb. Rebecca Johnson's going to set the fastest time in category 4. She's worked her way up into the top 5 overall. That is one phenomenal climb from Rebecca Johnson. She's gone through the category 6 field. She's going through the category 5 field. She's just got 4 category 5 riders ahead of her now. But they are on the descent already, and the pace will pick up so quickly. But Johnson now puts on that polka dot skin suit, so well deserved. Brooke Samuel will be putting on the polka dot skin suit in category 6 as well, because she too is over the top of the climb. She's got a big gap back to the riders behind. So Johnson and Samuel clear in their respective race categories. Category 5 having that group of riders together, Loxley, Restrepo and Wilhelm. This is category 3. It was, let me just tell you, 13 riders after the first step of the climb were still together. They're coming towards the top now. We've got Briggs and Nyquist. Stephanie Briggs from Canada, Emily Nyquist from the USA. These 2 riders side by side at the top of the Canberra climb here in category 3. I mean, they've got a group behind them because Shanks and Keinberger are leading the group behind. Nielsen is there as well. They are not that far behind, and they could well form a group on the latter stages of this descent and all come back together. But at the moment, it is Briggs and Nyquist battling in category 3 for top spot on this Canberra climb. Let's just bear in mind, in Canada and in the USA, at the moment, it is probably around 3:30 in the morning. It's the middle of the night, and Nyquist and Briggs are doing the business here on the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club in Category 3. We race at one time. Wherever you are around the world, if you're in the USA and Canada, or whether you're in Australia and New Zealand, it is at different times of the day. And Shanks here and Nyquist are on our screen at the moment, putting in some phenomenal performances here. Heather Shanks is in the group behind. She's pushing on strongly. She knows she wants to get back into that group, but they're going to come over the top. They're going to go down the other side. There will be opportunities for groups to reform on this course. They have done in the past. They will do in the future. But Nyquist at the moment is continuing to push. She's up and out the saddle. Her mouth is open. The air is gasping for those lungs to push those legs over the top. She wants that polka dot skin suit off of Stephanie Briggs, but Briggs is digging in deep at the moment. So is Nyquist. Shanks is staying in contention here. She's just 15 seconds back with Patty Kienberger. This group, I think we're going to see a group come back together again very shortly in Category 3. But what can Nyquist and Briggs now do? Oh, Nyquist pushes. Briggs pushes too. I think Nyquist is going to take the polka dot skin suit. She does. Good job. Job well done for Nyquist. Briggs is there. These two now need to work together because they need to stay away from this group. They need to make a decision. Is Briggs and Nyquist going to be a group of two? Are they going to work together to the finish line? Are they going to let the group come back? Because Shanks, Kienberger, Svardström, Nielström are all behind. What is going to happen here? So let's do a check. Nyquist over the line in 1, Stephanie Briggs in 2. Those 2 riders clear of the rest. Heather Shanks, Patty Kienberger, Anna Svardström, and Katrin Nielsen are the 4 riders chasing. In Category 3. Category 4, Rebecca Johnson went over clear of Veronika Vochikova, Rosalina Barragan, Barbara Bulwara, Sabrina Horner in there, Geneva Elos, Karwazuska, Alzat, all in there as well. Category 5, it was Amy Loxley from Isabel Restrepo, Maria Wilhelm, Danny Giraldo, Annalyn Tejeros, and Ella Vink. Category 6, Brooke Samuel went over clear of the race field. Trudy Stevenson, Julian Narvaez, Angie Solizano, and Dominique Charlebois are the riders chasing. So 2 race fields on the climb now, Category 1 and Category 2, or the top of the rest of the race fields over the top. We're in Nicole Meyer at the moment. You can see her up and out the saddle, pushing to stay with the group. So we do indeed have a breakaway rider at the moment because Gabby Guerra has gone clear by 12 seconds. A big push at the front. Kate McCarthy is with her as well. So the world champion McCarthy and Guerra, I'm going to put my teeth back in. The rider who has taken top spot twice so far this month on the Sunday Race Club are 13 seconds clear of the chasing group, but Holcroft, Bruni, Fua, Alberg, all in that chasing group behind. They're on the, they're not really on the early slopes. They're 3 kilometres into the Camberwarra climb. It started at 15.3k. They're at 18.4, so 3.1k in. They've got 2k to go on this climb still. Guerra and McCarthy looking to stay clear. They're currently at 16 seconds. Bruni is the record holder she holds the course record on this course. She's leading the charge behind with Holdcroft, with Fua, with Kulczynski. It's going to be interesting to see what type of gap McCarthy and Guerra can get by the top of this climb today. It's looking like 4 clear groups now on the road in Category 1. So Category 1 pushing on strongly here on the Sunday Race Club on the climb. Category 2, a little further up the road. You can see they're 1 kilometre further up the climb than Guerra and McCarthy. Guerra and McCarthy are just side by side. Look at them, wheel to wheel, continuing to ride. The 2 of them just so strong on the climbs. They really are. 24 seconds now, the gap back to Bruni et al. They are in the group behind. On the right-hand side of your screen, over a kilometre up the road, they are tapping on those pedals. They've got 1 kilometre of climbing still to go. Category 2, this group is big. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. At least 8 riders in this group. at the moment is Jenny Eck. We said she would be there or thereabouts today. She's been regularly taking the climbing competition in category 2. She's such a strong climber. Kalman is there as well as Yaramillo. Goria is there too. Maria Marb is in the mix. Such strong climbing. Category 2 last week, we said at the top of the climb, 4 seconds separated the top 14 riders. And we've got a good sized group here climbing strongly in category 2. Rianne Denton is there as well. Cornelia Engstrom is there as well. But it's now looking like Gorea, Yaramillo, Eck, and Kalman. 4 riders possibly starting to break away. Marb, Denton, they've got a 2-second gap back now. They need to push if they're going to close the gap, but the power and this concerted effort from Sylvia Gorea, Yaramillo, Eck, and Kalman really now starting to do damage on the rest of this category 2 leading group. The gap now going out to 3 seconds. They are continuing now to drive their way up the latter slopes. They've got just 400 meters to go. It's currently 12.5% under those wheels. This is like a wall in front of these riders. They're going to see the polka dot banner very, very shortly. It is going to be some added motivation because they know when they're at the top of this climb, it is pretty much downhill or flat for the rest of the 14 kilometers of racing. It's going to be a very, very different finale to this race today. But we've got 4 riders going clear, 2 riders chasing, 3 riders further back. It is indeed Gorea, Yaramillo, Kalman, Eck, and Marb. Denton and Filensky are there as well. Marb and Denton chasing. Filensky is the rider further back. It's a really big drive from category 2. They've got 200 meters till the polka dot banner. Well, 19.5 kilometers with a K to go on the climb. McCarthy decides it's time to drop Guerra. This is a really big push here from Kate McCarthy, and this is a big challenge. And I'll tell you why it's a big challenge. She's got to get a big enough gap on Guerra because the packs will roll fast on the downhill and the flat run to the course. And we've seen before so many packs sweep up riders in front of them. But category 1 are the last race field away, and McCarthy will have her timing plan. She'll have her race plan to perfection. Well, it's going to be interesting to see whether perfection rolls today because Kate McCarthy has got a 9-second gap now on Guerra, but Guerra will not give up. She will not. She is absolutely a picture of resilience and determination, Gabby Guerra. She will not give up and she will continue to push. They're on the final sections of this climb. It's the steepest part of the climb overall. It's got a serious kick in the tail, the Canberra climb. It hits 16% on these final slopes, but it's McCarthy in 1, Guerra in 2, Holdcroft, Kolchinsky, Bruni, Mayer. Those riders are behind in a group still. That is a good-sized group. I wouldn't be surprised if Catherine Fuhr was in there as well. But Kolchinsky and Holdcroft and Bruni looking like they're starting to break clear. It's going to be a great race, this one. They've got to get up and over the Canberra climb, but it's still a big race afterwards. Category 1 are being driven up the mountain by McCarthy. The rest are chasing. Category 2, we had 4 riders go clear. It's looking like Jenny Eck might be in trouble. Yaramillo, Gorea, and Kalman fighting now for the polka dot skin suit. Who is going to take it today? Nyquist took it in category 3. Stephanie Briggs challenged her, but she did not put on that skin suit. Natalie Yaramillo is looking like she may well do the same here in category 2. She's about to go underneath that polka dot banner. Oh, wow, what a drive. The power comes off straight down to zone 2 for recovery. The skin suit goes on. It's a flat top to this climb before that descent starts. Yaramillo picks up the polka dot skin suit. Sylvia Gorea goes through. Joanna Kalman and Jenny Eck in close contention. Will those 4 riders come together on the descent? That is going to be interesting. Well, Kate McCarthy goes past Jackie Giuliano and Alice Lethbridge. She's dialing her way through the category 2 race field at the moment on the top of this climb. McCarthy climbing so strongly here. Guerra at 20 seconds now, and she really is pushing on and pushing on strongly. She's come back after some rest, and that rest has obviously done her good. 2 weeks off the Sunday Race Club, some rest from the bike, rested and refreshed is Kate McCarthy today on the Canberra climb here on the Outer Loop course in Australia. This is qualifier number 3 on the June Sunday Race Club on MyWhoosh, and Kate McCarthy, the world champion, climbing so strongly. Guerra at 22 seconds. Now, the question for me is the course record going to be broken today by Kate McCarthy? Well, it's going to be an interesting one to see. Now, at the head of the race field, it is Category 5. They're on the right-hand side of your screen. The 4 riders in Category 5. One group here, so Wilhelm, Giraldo, Restrepo and Loxley. Loxley is in the polka dot skin suit in that group of 4. Rebecca Johnson is coming behind, though. She's in the polka dot skin suit, the leader of the Category 4 race. And she's closing her way down onto the leading group of 4. They're at the 30.6 kilometre marker, so with 3.4k to go. Johnson could well and is highly likely to make the catch to this leading group. Ella Vink leading the chase behind in Category 5. They're at 24 seconds. Well, Kate McCarthy is about to go over the top of the Canberra climb. She now has only 14 of the Category 4 Category 2 race field in front of her. I'm going to say it again. McCarthy goes over the top of the Canberra climb. She puts on the polka dot skin suit. She's got 14 riders from the Category 2 race field ahead of her, and she sets the fastest time up the climb today, 15 minutes 19 seconds. Yaramillo sets the fastest time in Category 2, 18 minutes 33. Nyquist in Category 3. Rebecca Johnson in Category 4. Amy Loxley in Category 5. And Brooke Samuel in Category 6, 28 for the Canberra climb. So McCarthy on the descent, the chasers are behind as we go in with Rebecca Johnson. She is on a charge today. Let me tell you something. She's still sat down. She's still tapping out the rhythm. The fan is rolling because the lampshade is bobbing. Johnson goes straight through. She keeps tapping the rhythm. The rhythm is what she's after. And Johnson goes straight past the leaders in the Category 5 race and picks up the leader on the ship on the road today. So Restrepo, Wilhelm, Giraldo and Loxley. The Category 5 leaders stay as Category 5 leaders. Johnson goes over the top and continues the charge on the way to the finish line today. She has got far to go. 35 kilometres is where the checkered flag is. She's got 3.3k to go. Wilhelm, Restrepo, Giraldo, Loxley, the breaking up is on behind because they're chasing Johnson. Now, let me tell you something. Ella Vink and Annalyn Tejeros are coming in hard behind in Category 5. There was a 24-second gap at the top of the climb between the 4 leaders in Category 5 and the chase group. And I said it's a long run and gaps get closed. It is getting closed in the Category 5 race. The question is there enough road before the checkered flag in that Category 5 race for them to contend? Well, the chase is on behind as well in Category 4. Bulwara and Barragan are the 2 riders in 2nd and 3rd place. They are, I would estimate by looking at those times, they are around 40 seconds behind Rebecca Johnson. Johnson pushing on and just absolutely metronomic in her rhythm. She sat in zone 5. Her heart rate's at 186, and this is one strong ride from Rebecca Johnson today in Category 4 at the head of the race. Bulwara and Barragan, well, those 2 currently sat in zone 2. They are clear of the riders behind, and you can see the different nature of the races and how the riders are choosing to race. On the top of your screen, we've got Kate McCarthy on the top left-hand corner. She's on the descent, and she's 30 seconds clear of Gabby Guerra in 2nd place. Joanna Kalman and Natalie Aramillo, the 2 riders at the moment clear in category 2. They're 5 seconds clear of Araya and Ek. That could well come back together again, like we've been seeing category 5 come back together again, but it all depends on what Kalman and Yaramillo choose to do. But it's a big group behind Gorea, Filensky, Mob and Ek. Denton is there as well. There they are, 5 riders coming around the corner. Category 2 for me is about to become a lead group of 7. So 7 riders coming together in category 2, 1 rider clear in category 1, 1 rider clear in category 4 at the head of the race. Let's just take a little look, shall we, at the category 1 riders over the Canberra climb before we look at the runs to the finish, which are going to be happening very, very shortly. So Kate McCarthy came over in 1, Gabby Guerra in 2, Mel Bruni in 3, Holdcroft in 4, Kolchinsky in 5, Fua in 6, Mayer, Olberg, Hermansen, Gallegos, Van Shaw and Bjarhead. Kiddle and Van Hooling were a little bit further back, but those are the riders already in category 1 over the Canberra climb and leading the charge to the finish. Now, leading the charge to the finish at the head of the race is Rebecca Johnson. She's the rider on the right-hand side of your screen in the polka dot skin suit. She's at the 33.4 kilometre marker. She's coming up to 1.5 kilometres to go. She has been tapping out a rhythm. She's coming off the pace a little bit. She drops from zone 5 to zone 4 to zone 3. She is well and truly clear of the 2 riders chasing behind in category 4. They are over 40 seconds back. On the left-hand side of your screen, it is Isabel Restrepo and Maria Wilhelm. They are leading the category 5 race. But Vink, Loxley, Tejeros and Geraldo are all within 10 seconds. There's 1,400 metres, 1,300 metres to go in that race. The question is, can they close it down in those final few hundred metres or not? These are the 2 race finishes we are going to see first today. So our riders coming towards the final 1,000 metres today. Rebecca Johnson goes under that 1K to go banner. Our category 5 leaders go under the 1K to go banner. Category 5, well, they have got 2K to go. Category 2, well, let's take a look at where we are. We're at the 28.1 kilometre marker. They've descended from the climb. There's a long flat run to go, and that group now 7 riders together. As we drop back in with Rebecca Johnson, she is continuing to push. She's continuing to drive. She's been in that saddle, pushing that power all the way. She's got 500 metres to go. She went clear of the category 4 race field on the climb, the Canberra climb today. She put in a storming performance on that climb to pick up that polka dot skin suit, and she has tapped a rhythm all the way down the Canberra climb and on the flat run to the finish line. She's been clear for over 15 kilometres of this race today. She's going to be the first rider on the Sunday Race Club in 2025 to see the finish line on the Australia Outer Loop course. She's going to come around the corner. The banner is going to be there. Rebecca Johnson has climbed real class today. She gets up and out of the saddle and she drives towards the finish line. Ever the consummate athlete, Rebecca Johnson takes the win today in category 4. The first rider over the line in qualifier 3 for June. Well, coming into the finish line was Restrepo and Vink with Wilhelm in category 5. The catch was made. That was a quick finish from Ella Vink in category 5. It's going to be interesting to see, did she do it? No, she didn't. Isabel Restrepo took the win in category 5 from Ella Vink, from Maria Wilhelm. But Ella Vink closing that gap down. Category 5, what racing in those final few meters of the course. So Restrepo from Vink, from Wilhelm, from Geraldo, Loxley and Tejeros in category 5. That was some phenomenal finishing there. Barbara Bulwara comes over the line for second place in category 4. Rosalina Barragan in third. We drop in with the category 3 race here, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 riders in the mix in category 3. The 2 riders who were clear over the top have been caught. So Kindberger, Briggs, Shanks, Svardstrom, all in this leading group. Nyquist is there as well. No, it was Nyquist and Briggs who went over the top together. They have been caught. Shanks and Nyquist, the 2 riders on your screen. It's a cagey run in now. They've got 600 metres to go, and the finish line is around the corner. So you literally take that left-hand corner and the finish line is there. It is a blind finish. 500 metres to go. The category 4 riders, there's a pack in front. They are going to come onto that category 4 pack potentially because the finish line is around that bend at the top here. They're running in with 350 metres to go. Nyquist is pushing. Nyquist is pushing strongly. She's gone for an early lead in that polka dot skin suit. So Nyquist pushes. Svardstrom comes. Svardstrom's coming hard. So is Shanks. Shanks is going at 12 watts per kilo. Take a look at Shanks on your screen. That is one big drive from Heather Shanks. She seriously wants the win today. Anna Svardstrom is coming. Heather Shanks goes round the corner. Can she hold it? Svardstrom is coming. Will Svardstrom take the win from Shanks? Yes, Svardstrom is going to take it from Shanks on the line. That was one big sprint, and Heather Shanks gave it her all. Anna Svardstrom came in hard and took the win. But Heather Shanks takes second place today. Katrin Nelson takes third. Emily Nyquist will take fourth. Stephanie Briggs takes fifth. Patty Kindberger takes sixth. A 6-up sprint in category 3. That was one phenomenal finish. 1 second separating those riders. And I can confirm Holly Bergin has just come in for 7th place today, 19 seconds back in category 3. Absolutely brilliant racing from our riders today as they come in, whether it's a solo win such as Rebecca Johnson in category 4, the 6-up sprint in category 3. Australian Outer Loop is absolutely giving us everything today we could possibly be asking for on a Sunday Race Club. Let's take a look and see where we are. We've got category 1 on the left-hand side of your screen. Kate McCarthy, she's 36 seconds clear of Gabby Guerra. Guerra clear by over 40 seconds of the chase group behind. This is category 2's leading group. They are indeed coming underneath the Canberra sprint. They've got just under 4K to go now. Yaramillo, Marb, Eck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 riders in this leading group still in category 2. They're about to come up onto the wheels of Hadlock and Kong. In the category 3 race, Catherine Montoya is the blue jersey mixed in with them as well. So we've got Yaramillo, Denton, Gorea, Cowman, Marb. We've got Filensky in here as well, and Denton. Those are your 7 riders. Dana Davidson, Cornelia Engstrom, they are chasing, but they are over 30 seconds back. So it's looking like we're going to have 7 riders go into the finish line in category 2. We're coming up to the 3 kilometre to go marker. The question is anybody going to go long, or are we going to see a 7-up sprint here in category 2? There was a 6-up sprint in category 3. Well, sprinting, who is likely to pick up the win in category 2? Wow, it's a good question. Bridget Walensky, we know, has got a phenomenal sprint on her. I wouldn't want to take Walensky into the sprint. Someone I think is going to have to go long if they want to shake off the Bridget Walensky finish. Seven riders in category 2 coming into the finish. 1 rider in category 1 clear. Kate McCarthy in the polka dot skin suit, leading category 1 at the moment. She's 40 seconds clear of Gabby Guerra. Most of that time was made on that Canberra climb in the latter stages of the climb. McCarthy just kicked, and there was nothing Gabby Guerra could do, or anybody else in category 1 for that matter. Kate McCarthy's form is absolutely world class at the moment. Well, she's in that rainbow jersey, and she has just been doing it justice ever since she put it on her shoulders. It is phenomenal to watch her race and ride. and she is at the 31.8 kilometre marker. Guerra 500 metres back. She's on the right hand side of your screen, and you can see the two riders here, first and second in the category 1 race. Both of them pushing on here. At 3k to go, McCarthy 53.53 seconds at the moment. Fastest time on this course 57.35 mil. Bruni holds the record at the moment. A little bit further up the road from McCarthy, Kalman, Denton, Falensky, Yaramillo, Marb, Eck and Gorea. The 7 riders in this category 2 race are coming towards the finish line. They've got 1.9 kilometres to go. It's going to be fast. It's going to be furious. And it is going to be a real battle to the finish line. Bridget Falensky, we know, has an absolutely phenomenal kick on her. What are the rest of these riders going to do? You know, Denton, Kalman, Gorea, Yaramillo, Eck climbs strongly, but it's going to be fast and furious. Now, we did talk in the category 3 race that that finish around the corner, you really are on it the second you are around the corner. You cannot wait too late, but it's an interesting one going early. We saw Shanks go early. We saw Svarstrom come over the top literally in the final seconds of the race. It is a really difficult one to time, and it's going to be really interesting, and all down to timing to these 7 riders. So with around 1,300 metres to go, the category 2 leading group are about to come up onto the back of some riders ahead. There's a category 6 rider ahead and some category 5 riders and 3 riders mixed in. So the category 6 pack, they are cagey, shall we say, at the moment, rolling in around zone 3 at the moment. We're in with Jenny Eck. Zone 2, zone 3, they're looking at each other a little bit at the moment, and well, you'd be looking at each other as well in real life. They're coming up to the 1k to go marker. It's going to be about who blinks first, who's going to go long, who's going to go short, who's going to go hard, because it's going to be the sprint. And Yaramillo just pushing on them, wanting to make sure she's in perfect position. Falensky on the front of the group. I tell you what, I'd want to keep Falensky on the front of the group. You don't want Bridget Falensky at the back, able to take the draft into the sprint. She's going to be really, really dangerous. These riders are really going to be keeping their eyes on her. So Yaramillo, Falensky, Marb, Eck, Gorea. These riders lining up. Kalman is in the mix. Denton is in the mix. We've got 7 riders lining up with 700 metres to go in the category 2 race here on the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club. This is Qualifier 3 in June. We're on the Outer Loop course in Australia, and they are going to take the right-hand turn into the long straight. Is then a quick left-hand turn to the finish line. We've got 7 riders lining up here. Bridget Falensky starts to push. She starts to drive. Yaramillo matches the numbers. No one has unleashed the sprint yet. That's the corner. The finish line is just around the bend. One of these riders is going to have to go first, and it's Yaramillo. Natalie Yaramillo pushes on those pedals. She's in the polka dot skin suit. She's going to go first. There goes Falensky. 11, 13 watts per kilo from Falensky. 14 watts per kilo. Who can do anything? Jenny Eck is kicking at 10, but Bridget Falensky, we knew she had a sprint on her. It couldn't be matched. Bridget Falensky wins the category 2 race today from Jenny Eck, Natalie Yaramillo, Rianne Denton, Joanna Kalman, Sylvia Gorea and Maria Marb. Those 7-up sprint. What a race. What a finish from Bridget Falensky. Nobody could match the sprint on Falensky today. So Kate McCarthy now coming into the final 400 metres. She comes into the long finish straight. She's in with a huge pack of Category 2 riders, but she's the leader in the Category 1 race in the polka dot skin suit. She's got the number 1 on her back. She's the world champion. She's the number 1 today in this Category 1 race. She's taking on the sprint with the Category 2 riders. Kate McCarthy, you just can't stop this woman. Not shy of finishing off that Category 1 race with a sprint with the Category 2 riders. McCarthy comes over the line, takes the win today in that Category 1 race. The world champion, welcome back to the Sunday Race Club. Well, McCarthy, Guerra put in a phenomenal climb. She went with McCarthy on the early stages of that Canberra climb. Guerra rode clear of the rest of the race field, and then McCarthy kicked on the final stages. Guerra swings into the home straight. We're in with her in the Pain Cave today. She's going to take second place today in the Category 1 race here on the Outer Loop course in Australia. Another phenomenal ride from Gabby Guerra on the Sunday Race Club. She is so consistent in her performances. Guerra comes underneath the UCI banner for second place today. A strong ride, 50 seconds clear of the chasing pack in the Category 1 race. And these three riders, Holdcroft, Bruni and Kulczynski, are the three chasing riders in Category 1. They're coming up to the final straight, the finish line around the bend at the top of the road. Who is going to launch here? Kulczynski goes at 9 watts per kilo. Kristen Kulczynski, known for her climbing, launches the sprint. Holdcroft goes at 12. Can Bruni match her? No, Maria Holdcroft kicks strongly. She's a great all-rounder, is Maria Holdcroft, just showing us that today. She's going to come underneath the banner for third place, but Bruni is coming hard behind for fourth. Kulczynski is going to get fifth place today. The top 5 are in through the line in Category 1. The chase is going to be on behind, and it won't be long till the rest of that chasing pack comes in too. So, Australia, the Outer Loop. The course record of Merle Bruni's has not been broken. That still stands, but Kate McCarthy takes the win today in 58 minutes and 9 seconds. Gabby Guerra comes through in second place. Maria Holdcroft taking third. Merle Bruni taking fourth. And Kristen Kulczynski taking fifth place today in that Category 1 race. Bridget Walensky winning the sprint in Category 2. Jenny Eck, Natalie Yaramillo, Rian Denton and Joanna Cowman. I can confirm Catherine Fua has just come over the line for sixth place in Category 1 with Nicole Mayer in seventh. The results are live as the racing continues on the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club. And if you head over to mywhoosh.com/results, that is where you will find the live results today. Once that blue tick is there, they will be verified as well. And you can check out all things coming up on MyWhoosh, including the MyWhoosh Championships for 2025 in August. That is one not to miss, the $1 million championships that is coming up then. Well, coming up shortly is going to be the men's race qualifier number 3 for June. Join me, Emma Martin, for that race coming up shortly. Until then, we're going to take a little bit of a break. I suggest a cup of tea, maybe some popcorn, and then we will see you shortly. Until then, stay safe. We'll see you very soon for that men's race. Goodbye. Hello and welcome to the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club. It is qualifier race number 3 in June and is, of course, a 4 qualifier month in June because there are 5 Sundays. Joining me, Emma Martin, on the Sunday Race Club is no Matt Payne. He is away on the BMX World Cup today, round 2 of the BMX World Cup. If you want to listen to him, if you are missing him, after the Sunday Race Club, tune in and watch the BMX. Well, today for the Sunday Race Club, we are heading to Australia, to the Outer Loop course. We have not been here for some time in the men's race, and you can see 45 kilometres of racing, 666 metres of climbing. They come out of the course at start pens. At around 400 metres, they go into that first climb. It's 7%. It's really short, sharp, and steep. The main climb, the Canberra climb, comes at the 15.3 kilometre marker. It's 5.4k, 8.1% average gradient. It's really steep. 13% that first kicker, 12% the second, 16% the third. 3 discrete steps. Then from the top of the climb to the finish line, it's a 24.3 kilometre run. And as you see, other than a few little dips along the way, it is downhill and flat. It's going to be a very, very fast run into the finish today. We are going to see groups coming together. Now, the very first time we were on this course for the men was the 14th of January, February, March, April, May 2023. Yep, you heard it. 2023. That was the very first time the men raced the Outer Loop course in Australia. The last time we were here was June 2024. It has been nearly 12 months since the men raced the Outer Loop course in Australia. The course record set in January 2024, 65 minutes, 44 seconds, by Michael Knudsen. Well, the question is, will Knudsen's course record of 65 minutes 44 stay today, or will it get beaten? Well, I tell you something, we've seen sprint after sprint after sprint. Vujasin's won on this course, Martins has won, Knudsen has won. It's been amazing to see the different riders in category 1. Who's going to pick it up today? Well, we've got 6 categories today. Let's just remember, last time we were here, there were only 4. So for a lot of these riders, they will have never raced on this course before, and that for me is going to make this really, really interesting. Now, category 6, the first riders out of the start pen today, 46 riders on the start sheets in category 6, and a number of teams. Now, BMC 6 have Bain, Sensing, McMurtry, Schoberg, Llewellyn and Verbiest, big strong team. Sabrino and Salamen from Cycling District, Alpert from Level 6, Rooney Level Racing, Winfield, Abbott, Demanu and Atruba from Spinergy, Burton is from Team Velos Chile, Colza and Terron are from Wheelies Racing, ZTBI, Silva, Fabra and Vass on the start line today. They're joined by a whole host of other riders. Now, Osmar Vaz took second place last week. It's going to be interesting to see what he can do today. Dadson is here, Mamba, Warren, Cadabona, Hooker. Let's see how they go. Sebastian Wolf is in the mix as well. As I said, 46 riders on the start sheets coming out of the start pen. And for most of these category 6 riders, they will not have raced this course before. So you come out of the start pen here in Australia, you take the left-hand turn on the boardwalk, there you go, and very, very shortly after a couple of corners you run into the first climb of the day. Now, positioning is really key, being warmed up is really key, because Tom Harvey is dialing it on the front. Now, this is about, well, for Harvey's point of view, this is about making the group smaller. This is the first opportunity they've got to whittle down the group, as we say, make the group smaller by taking segments off of the pack. It's a 7% climb, and it is really, really early in the course. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. But this pack rolling strongly. It's a stretch already. Now, you won't win the race on this climb, but you can definitely get riders going out the back. Amazuki is on our screen at the moment. You can see nice high cadence there, 103 revs per minute. So the rider that's highlighted on the screen, it's their stats you're seeing in that white banner on the top of the screen. And so 170 the heart rate at the moment, 225 watts in green because they're in the draft, and 107 cadence. So a nice big strong cadence there to stay on the back of the group. And the push is going to need to come now. Tom Harvey is behind the early protagonist on the Sunday Race Club. He needs to push to close that gap down. But the gap is what you need to watch, because you do need to be in contention. It will come back together again, and they will sit up once they're over the top of the climb. But you don't want any gaps to have formed. So Driscoll, Rooney, Dadson, Newman, Cronje. Robert Cronje is the rider at the front at the moment, and he's gone up and over the top. Cameron Dadson, Jeff Rooney, Ephraim Mamba. Those riders all know what they were doing. They will all have raced this course before. It's important positioning out of the start pen, because you don't want to be on the back of the tail. Look, it's like a comet, a big round group at the front, and then a long thin tail. Winfield is in the right place. Fabra is there as well. So is Sebastian Wolf. They're all in the leading group here. And they are indeed in the right place. There is Jeff Rooney. We can just see him. You can see the amount of effort it's taken to get up and over that climb. It's not an easy start, this one today. It really isn't, on the outer loop in Australia. And the Cat 6 men really rolling already. So 46 Cat 6 riders out of the start pen already, rolling strongly today on the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club. Rooney right at the front of the pack, right where he needs to be. But you can see so many riders caught out already on the Sunday Race Club because of that climb at the start. Now, there is one climb before we get one climb. Let me start again. There is one sprint before we get to the first climb of the day, the Canberra climb. The Sydney sprint comes at 4.4 kilometres, and the sprint competition is going to be really interesting in this men's race, because just one sprint out of the 4 before we get to the Canberra climb, the other 3 sprints coming afterwards, and it's highly likely that those packs where we see the big draft utilised, not so strong in those latter sections. So Maxime Fabra on our screen at the moment, you can see fan rolling, Fuel on the side, ready and waiting to go. He's right in the middle of the pack here, exactly where he needs to be for this course. You can see currently riding at zone 2. Zone 3, so just flitting between those two. If you're wondering where I'm getting that information, it's on the top right hand corner underneath the picture. You can see it gives you the indication of the level that the rider we are in with is riding at. Trying to be specific for you. Right, being specific, category 5 are down in the start pen waiting to go. Big number of teams on the start sheets here in the men's category 5. Dawson is there for Rule 5. BMC is Wakefield and Pruitt. Level Racing, Callangad and Kendall. Upcycle, Dromard, Wang, Mukhtari and Mayard. I tell you, they've been having a great month. Category 5 last week. It was Robin Clinton who took the win from Uniki, Velada, Gavaria and Mukhtari. Clinton, the winner, has gone up to category 4. That's going to be good. It's going to be interesting to see who fills the gap, though. Top 2 from last week, not here. Bit of an open step for these category 5 riders. An opportunity maybe for Rune Nielsen to step up onto one of those top 2 steps as the category 5 riders leave the start pen. Ronald Erasmus is here. Patrick Mortek is here. Orlando Montoya. Jonathan Cridland. Hayden Atkins is here. Edison Casagrande is here. Diego Navarro is here. This is such a strong race field. We're going to see some really great racing and some great riding. Mike Broadbent from Cycle District 5 is in the mix. And it is indeed Mohammed Mukhtari. Do you know, he's been riding really, really strongly and really making the action during the racing. There he is on our screen. Oh, a little bit of tape on his knee. Some physio tape holding him together this week. Hopefully not too bad, the injury, Mohammed Mukhtari. And I'm sure you're going to ride strongly. And we will see how he goes. But he's in the mix, and he really does. He positions himself well, and he climbs well. And we've seen him have some strong finishes. He was 5th last week. So that was a really good performance, and we saw him ride really well on the endurance climb. So climbing, obviously, one of his real strong assets, one of the things he's got in his back pocket. Luke Kendall is here, James Mountier, as we see them push on, but it's Velada who's at the front of the pack. The pack is wide, not as much of a stretch on this group as we saw in the Category 6 group. A number of these riders may well have been with us in Category 4 when we were last on this course. Now, let me just remind you, last time we were on this course was June 2024, so over a year ago. A lot of these riders will not have raced this course before. They will have had to recce it if they can. One or two smart cookies may well have looked back at the broadcast from the Outer Loop in Australia, because every single Sunday Race Club broadcast is still live on the MyWhoosh YouTube channel. You can take a look as part and parcel of your race recce's at the previous broadcasts on the courses to see how they ride, but not just to see how they ride, to see how they race. Two different things. Well, Salminen is on the front here with Alston as they go through the first sprint, the Sydney sprint with Category 6. The pack is riding fast. Milostic has come over the top. Matthew Hooker's putting in some big pace. So is Marius Fossett. Joel Warren is there as well, but that has got to be Milostic, I think. We're going to see who goes into green. Well, actually, it's Fossett, and he is a really strong racer. But interestingly enough, wow. So Fossett, Warren, Hooker, Milostic and Olsen all contended that sprint. Joel Warren, 15.5 watts per kilo through there. Just about drafting and positioning. That's always key in those sprints. And Marius Fossett taking the green sprint jersey on that first sprint competition out of the 4 we've got today. It's going to be interesting to see whether he holds it to the end. Now, Adam Dawson, we're in with Adam Dawson on our screens at the moment. Yet again, more fans blowing. Dark outside his window. And what you need to remember is it will be evening in Australia and New Zealand. It's early morning, about 4 a.m. in the USA and Canada. And a mix around the world. It's currently 11:38 here in France. Different time zones, same time of racing, different time zones for our riders around the world, depending upon where they are. Different challenges for those riders, different systems and plans to get ready for those races depending upon what time of day it is. Well, Dawson right at the front of this Category 5 pack. We've lost one rider from the Category 5 pack on that early climb, but just one. Tortoretto is here, Botero is here, Erasmus, Leone is here. Leo, all these riders in this group, we're just seeing it come back together as the riders squeeze on. So Category 6 and Category 5 from the men's raceway. 2 categories that have never raced on the Outer Loop before. Category 4 has. Category 4, there we go. Category 4, the team competition. A lot of teams represented today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 teams in total on the start sheets today in Category 4. 49 riders on the start sheets. It's not the biggest race field. Nearly, but not quite. Now, last week in Category 4, it was Stevenson from Kirchner, Spratt, Almeida and Pino. And the riders really strong in this category race field. Today, Pino, Edwards, Giuliano, Moreno, Castro, Svart, Allport, Rusimaki, Robinson, Van den Eekhout, Armour, Arayev, Flores is here, Deleuze is here, Stretting, Dadson, Spratt, Connell, Kittle, Rocker, Van Urk. Robin Clennon comes up from Category 5 after taking that win last week. He climbs really strongly, so a good course for him to come into Category 4 on. Now, 49 riders out of the start pen and a fast start at the moment at the front of this Category 4 race. A real stretch already before they swing and take that turn. An interesting start here, but a real big drive on the front. And James Robinson is up there, so is Daniel Moretti. And interesting to Luke, I don't know why I actually took a pause to wonder who was on the front of the pack, because Luke Allport is up there as well. Surprise, surprise, Luke Allport, well, when the pace gets hot at the front of the race, particularly somewhere near the start, Luke Allport is normally there or thereabouts, and there he is. He has definitely raced this course before. He knows exactly what he's facing, and he knows that if he dials it out of the start pen and up this climb, there he is, up and out the saddle, absolutely pushing on, look of concentration on his face. He knows what's going to happen with a big deep drive on this early start. He's going to see the pack stretch behind him, and he's going to see riders get dropped. It's already happening in Category 4, and Allport is the protagonist at the front. Never shy of the front of the race, Luke Allport driving it over the top of the very first time. The Category 4 pack scrabbling to stay together behind. Rissamaki, Connell, Giuliano, Marin, Gonsolin, all at the front of that pack now, coming back to Allport's wheel. The question is, how many riders will he have dislodged from the group behind? It's not looking like a lot, you know. Category 4 race field so close and well matched. In Qualifier 1 this month, there were 2 seconds separating the top 11. That was on the Telmarie June course, 532 metres of climbing, so not much different to this today. But Mason Rocker picks up the mantle, just making sure the pace doesn't drop. I think that looks like we've lost one rider from that Luke Allport attack, just the one. So Luke Allport settles back into the pack. Franklin Almeida is the rider we're currently in with at the moment. And there he is on our screen. That is one very neat training room, sir. Franklin Almeida, nice neat training room is in at the moment. Right at the front of this Category 4 pack. Edouard Caro, Diego Vargas, all around him at the moment. William Brambati in there as well. James Robinson, Alex Lark. Nice group rolling at the moment, and they're rolling strong, 46, 47 kilometres an hour. This is a really fast course, other than the climb in the middle. Well, the climb comes about a third of the way into the course today in this men's race field. So if you watched the women's race field on the Alta Loop earlier on today, the additional 10 kilometres of the men's race is after the Canberra climb. So the run towards the Canberra identical to the women's race. The additional 10 kilometres is tagged on to the end of this men's race course. And it is going to be very fast and very furious. The climbs, we're going to see packs, I think, come over together. And we saw a real mixed bag in the women's race, whether it was bunch sprints or single solo riders. It's going to be interesting to see how this men's race rolls today. Now, Category 4, when we were last here, it was indeed the last course we were here on, the last time we were here on the Australia Outer Loop course, the fastest time in Category 4, 75 minutes 39 seconds, obviously before the 6 categories. Now, Category 3, Henry Yeese was the rider who took the win here in Category 3 last time. Well, actually, when we were here last year. He is in the mix. He's riding for the Aotearoa Alliance, the second team on that team sheet today. Dylan Kennett from BMC3 is here. He took the sprint competition last week. Noel Beatty is here from Sirocco. He took the climbing competition last week. This could be up his street, the Canberra climb today. Very, very steep, but a very long run into the finish. Level Golden has got all 5 riders present: Rushman, Morgan, Rinborg, Philo and Bakken. They are joined by a huge host of riders, 48 riders on the start sheets today: David Goodall, Alex Heaney, Joseph Miller, Carsten Mayer, Marvin Angarita. Stan Van Vellegem is who we are in with at the moment as they roll out of the start pen. Ryan Doomer is here, Pierre Fell, Patrick Karlstrom is here. And Van Vellegem, one of the riders, ever strong. And it'll be good to see him race today. Now, Zach Patterson took second place last week in this race category. I think he's going to be one to watch as well today. Getting stronger and stronger. Goodall is always there or thereabouts. The pack rolling fast already, though. Take a look at that. MyWhoosh Kalman is in here. This could be a good course for him and Nikau Kansara as well. Kansara does go strong. Solar is there. Matthias is here. Duma, Bloom, Morgan, Rinborg. Bakken is at the top of the race field at the moment. As they continue to push and continue to drive here. The pack is stretched. We've already lost one rider. We're coming to the steeper sections of this first climb. It's going to be interesting to see if all of these riders go up and over the top together. We lost 2 riders in the category 4 pack. That was it. I don't mean we lost them. They just lost contention with the back of the group. We know where they are. That's absolutely fine. Don't worry. They are still on screen. The category 3 pack is rolling strongly. Martin Matheson is on the screen at the moment, and you see concentrating just to stay in the group at the moment and making sure he's in the right place. Danish rider wanting to stay in contention, wanting to stay towards the 4 of the pack, not to get distance off the back. Rushma is the rider behind him, and Bloom is there. Kochakov as well. And the pack stretching a little on the front, but not too much. This pack, I think, is all going to come back together again now. They're up and over the top. And they're going to roll on towards the aquarium tunnel and then into the Canberra climb at the 15.3 kilometre marker. So category 6 out of those start pens and through that first sprint, the Sydney sprint. Category 5 out of the start pen as well, 5 minutes behind category 6. Category 4, 4 minutes later. Then 4 minutes later. I just need to think really today, don't I? It's category 4, 5 minutes later. Category 3, MyWhoosh Kalman. He doesn't have a confused brain. He knows his numbers. They started 5 minutes behind category 4, and there's 10 minutes to go before category 2 come out of the start pen, as he even had time to wave. And nice jersey. Very, very nice jersey. The MyWhoosh Polish jersey at the moment on MyWhoosh Kalman's shoulders. That red and white looking really good. Patrick Bloom right at the front of the race. Kalman keeping charge. 4 out of our 6 race categories now out on to the race course. The sprint competition hotting up. We saw category 6 go through the first sprint. Category 5 have also been through. Michael Pruitt taking top spots. Patrick Mortek running him close behind in category 5. So Pruitt will be the rider in the green skin suit in category 5. In category 4, Rick Van Erck run close to the line from Francis Pino and Luis Castro. But Van Erck, the rider in category 4, in that green skin suit. You can just see him there on the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. Category 3 have yet to run into that Sydney sprint. They will be doing shortly. And it won't be long, I tell you, until category 6 hit the base of the climb. They've got about 3.5 kilometres to go. Well, the push coming on the front here at the 6.1 kilometre marker. In category 4, they're about to drop into the aquarium tunnel, and this really is stretching the group. And it's interesting to see riders in category 4 race thinking, well, we didn't drop many riders on that first climb. That was the first opportunity to drop riders before we got to the Canberra climb, and we only lost 2. Where's the next opportunity? Well, there's a small rise here before they drop into the underwater tunnel, and before then they climb out of it. That'll be the next opportunity, and a big stretch on the group. And I'll tell you something, take something to hold your nerve in that group and stay in the draft, and stay with the group. But Giuliano, Robinson and Dadson pushing it on the front, and Delutes is the rider we are in with at the moment. Sanchez, Allport, Holtz, Brambati, all wanting to stay in the group at the moment. They're about to come into the descent, and we should see this group, Concertina, back together. The question will be, will any gaps form as it does? You can see Rick Van Erck there in the green skin suit. He's just towards the back of the head of the group, the tail running behind him. And I think we're going to see a gap. We have indeed seen a gap right at the back. We may see a second gap, and we may see this is a really important moment here now for these riders. They've got to close it down, and we've got, well, look at that, dialing it absolutely hard. Pino, that's Francis Pino, 7 knots per kilo trying to close that gap from Francis Pino. Well, no gap to close here. Well, just a tiny one maybe, because Patrick Bloom's just stretched his legs on here, and Bloom out front, maybe setting the sprint up for a teammate. You never know, part and parcel of that Anzac squad. Luis Andrade on our screens at the moment. Green screen behind him, and right in the middle of that pack, Kansara is there, Kalman is there, Gomez is there. And it's really good to see this pack rolling and rolling strongly. Now, Andrade, zone 4 at the moment, you can see heart rate 136. And I would argue that's probably just ticking into that zone 4 section. But the rider on the front here, Patrick Bloom, continuing to just try and hold a pace here, just off the front. And like I say, could well be a plan for one of the other teammates to get a good run and a good draft through. There he is, Patrick Bloom on our screen. Nice cadence, nice holding it there. We're going to come into that sprint. He is giving a good gap for some riders to run into going into the sprint. His question is who is going to pick this up and who is going to make the most of the draft that Bloom is giving, or is Bloom's going to try and go for this. Look at this, 14 watts per kilo, 15 watts per kilo from Patrick Bloom. He's gone off the front of the group. No draft available to him in setting this sprint time. It's going to be interesting to see what he does. I can't see any of the other riders responding at the moment off the back of the group. Well, I can, one or two, but most of the group just trying to stay with the pace of the pack. Let's take a look and see where that puts Bloom at the moment in terms of that sprint competition. Oh, I'm having a scroll. Oh, second place, Nicholas Fournier, making the most of the draft within the pack. To take the green skin suit, Patrick Bloom, 14.7 watts per kilo, 1,190 watts through that sprint for second place. That was a phenomenal effort from Patrick Bloom, but just pipped up the post from Nicholas Fournier, sprinting from within the pack, making the most of the draft. Christopher Morgan coming through in third. That's going to be an interesting competition. That sprint competition in the Category 3 race. The pack back very quickly, rolling. The pace coming off. Guarin, who we're in with at the moment, 1.82 watts per kilo, dropping it right back down, sitting in the draft. Now, you can see the rider is in the draft because the watts in the middle of that white title bar at the top of the screen are in green. When they're black, the rider is out in the wind. But at the moment, you are seeing Henry Yeese's power in the middle. You're seeing his heart rate 166 and his cadence 91 revs per minute. The pack are rolling at 45 kilometers an hour, and the pace of the pack can really be strong here on this outer loop course. Now, we're talking about records, and Henry Yeese did indeed take the win on this course before last year in May. The 5th of May, the Sunday Race Cup, it was Qualifier 1 in May, and Henry Yeese took the win in Category 3. 73 minutes, 35 seconds. He's got that beautiful MyWhoosh bright jersey on today. I'm very jealous. I really do like that jersey. I think it's an absolutely fabulous one. But Yeese resplendent in the MyWhoosh jersey. Feeling good. You always feel good when you're racing a course that you know you've ridden strongly before. Does add just a little bit of a psychological edge. Well, Yeese, with that psychological edge today in Category 3, part and parcel of the pack, about to drop into the aquarium. Category 2 are about to come out of the start pen. And well, Category 2, the largest race field today. 55 riders on the start sheets today. 8 teams. The Abu Dhabi team, Ivan Nuki, the coach at the Abu Dhabi Cycling Club, is here. Pinto, Clamott and Darn for Cycling District 2. Andrew Downey from the Lagnook team. Bengston, Thiem and Walter from the Smarties. Coinston from the Hitmen. Altanaji and Hamden from the UAE Falcons. Then X100, Popovic and SS from the UAE Clan team. Now, the message today to Category 2, my view only, but this is an open race, totally open. Only Christoph Thiem and Peter Milostic in this race field have had a top 5 this month. Everybody else has gone up. 4 riders have progressed to Category 1 this week. It's going to be interesting to see how they fare. They've been riding really strongly, but it's also going to be interesting to see who steps up into those top spots in Category 2 today. Is it going to be Camille Danes? Is it going to be Kisnowski, Mundell, Nitko, Elos, Sultan, Bjorklund, Bjarhead, Goman, Sladek, Mendakowicz, Skierski, Vanhe, Shuren, Guerra, Damsgaard, Simmons, Paredes, Stepanek, Graves, Lane, Carradine, Allingen or Barrett, or one of the other riders that I haven't mentioned yet. Category 2, this is going to be a great race. Like I said, just 2 riders who have had a top 5 finish this month in the race because of progression from the other riders. Who has gone up? Josal Betty has gone up, but Ken has gone up. Khan Ken has gone up. Peter Trzynski has gone up. Paul Skierski has already gone up earlier this month. Marcin Trojanowski went up last month. We've seen loads of progression into Category 1. Linda Milostic went up earlier on this year. They've been faring really well. I'm so interested to see what the Cairn brothers do in the sprint competition in Category 1 because they've both got a real turn of speed. But Category 2 are out of the start pen. Ivan Nuki should go well today. He really should. Jakob Bjorklund should be looking at this. They are pushing on here on this early climb. In fact, it's Bjorklund setting the early pace here today. Ivan Nuki is following him. So is Peter Milostic. Those are the riders we should be seeing all the way through today. In fact, there you go. Ivan Nuki is at the Abu Dhabi Cycling Club on his trainer, doing what he does and putting the power into action. One of the coaches at the Abu Dhabi Cycling Club, racing on the Sunday Race Club regularly, and an absolute gent. Lovely, lovely man. I had the absolute pleasure of meeting him in November. And when you really wish one of your racing stars is as nice as they seem, and they're actually even nicer. Well, Ivan Nuki, absolute star of the Abu Dhabi Cycling Club, and a lovely gentleman to mix. Jakob Bjorklund on our screen now, and you can see there in the pain cave the shirts blowing in the breeze behind. The fans are on because Bjorklund, I'll tell you something, absolutely nailing it at the start of this race and really wanting to lift the pace on Category 2. Nuki, Morale, Ramirez, Mendakowicz, David Darn is in there. Kisnowski is there as well. The pack not responding as much behind. They know this is a long race and they know that Canberra climb is coming and that the Canberra climb is going to be really instrumental. Well, the Canberra climb is going to be really instrumental. But I can tell you something, the riders here in Category 2 are going to be so well matched on it. I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, no, you can't be tired already. The emotes on MyWhoosh allowing the riders to communicate and really interesting. And also, don't forget, well, Maciek Skierski, they're waving, they're friendly. Look at that. They've all found the emotes button now. Whether they are feigning tiredness or just being friendly in the bunch, those emotes really useful for communicating on the Sunday race and on MyWhoosh itself. You can use them when you're out on a free ride, you can use them when you're out on a live coaching session, and they really allow you to communicate if you don't have a keyboard with you to type on. But Category 2 just showing us how it done, and Simon Walter is in the mix as well. Well, Michael Knudsen currently holds the course record on this course. In Category 1, fastest time ever on the Australia Outer Loop, but he's in the mix with 38 other riders and a number of teams today. The Alpha Jaw squad, Turek, Vujasin, Kaminsky and Jones. Boss moves only, Osborne, Knudsen, Vink and Safrazadi. Cycle District has Alvarado in it. Farm Watt squad, Andreasen, Pucker, Noren and Plantero. The NC NSVE Marshall Wu, Josal Betty from the Smarties, he's come up. Jacobs and Pedersen from the Wenger boys. Well, they are joined by Kalman, Cairn, Mackie, Milur, Paradians, Lewis, Cairn, Flubus, Kroll, Milostic, Halen, Moyd, Trojanski, Skierski, Trzynski, Althebe, Panitza, Van Elst, Miller, Mayer, and Al Hamadi. It is a packed Category 1 race. Knudsen holds the course record. Will he hold the course record when this is over? That we will wait to see. Should take about 65 minutes, I reckon. Well, the pack come rolling out of the start pen across the boardwalk before they take the left-hand corner. Now, Michael Knudsen from that Boss Moves Only squad took 4th place last week. In fact, the Boss Moves Only squad took 1st place with Vink, 2nd place with Osborne, 4th with Knudsen, and 5th with Safrazadi. Ollie Jones from the Alpha Jaw squad snuck in the middle with a 3rd place last week. In fact, Osborne and Vink on some dominant form. Knudsen riding well and riding strongly this month. It's going to be interesting to see how we go with this outer loop course. A year since we have been there, 12 months. Pucker pushing on. There's a good question. Has Hayden Pucker ever ridden this course? Raced this course? I'm not sure. Some of the riders joining in the last 12 months won't have ridden or raced this course. They may well have ridden it, but not raced it. But Vuyasin coming to the fore, and Vuyasin has ridden strongly on this course before and taken a number of wins. So he knows exactly what he's after. Martin's not with us anymore on the Sunday Race Club. He's taken a win here today. He's taken a win on this course. I really need to double check my words before they come out of my mouth today, or I just need to get excited about the racing, and I'm afraid that's probably what is going to happen. But Barrett is on the front with Kisnoski at the moment in the Category 2 race. They're coming into the sprint, the first sprint of the day, and at the Sydney sprint, the 2 riders out front not pushing on, but giving some draft to the riders who are Olivier Bigley Simmons. He's Bigley in the sprint, big power, pushing on at 14 watts per kilo. He really is a strong sprinter on the Sunday Race Club, and really does like to absolutely dial those sprints. Challenged by Dorvin Ellos. These two so regularly battle each other, I can tell you. And Ellos getting the better of Simmons. That's positioning in the group. Ellos coming from further back in the group than Simmons today. Even with those 2 riders out front, not giving Simmons as much of a draft as Ellos took. So Ellos in 1. Picking up 5 points in that sprint competition and the green skin suit. Simmons in 2, picking up 4 points. He's going to have to wait now till after the Canberra climb to see how he fares in the other 3 sprints of the day. Well, faring in the Category 1 pack, we're in with the Alpha Jaw squad. Vuyasin, Kaminsky and Jones. The Alpha Jaw jerseys on Kaminsky and Vuyasin's back. They are rolling in this Category 1 pack, and it's all back together again after that initial push from Hayden Pucker on the front. These riders playing close contention in terms of what's going on here. Another push coming on the front here at the moment. All 3 of those riders from the Alpha Jaw squad know this course inside out. They've all raced it. Vuyasin, Kaminsky and Jones all know what faces them today on the outer loop course. The push coming on here at the moment at the front of the group. Well, that's just stretching the group out at the moment. I don't think it's going to do any damage to the group at all. We're not going to see riders come off the back, but we are indeed seeing the pace pick up, and that's what this is all about, keeping the pace high, not letting the riders recover too much. What the riders at the front want, 3 trying to go away at the moment. We might see that. We might see riders trying to go clear. We might see other riders pulling it back in because it's a 15-kilometre run to the bottom of the climb, and you can bank on the fact that the climb will split the group, but do you want to take everybody in? 38 riders on the start sheets in Category 1. It's a big pack. At the moment, we've got 3 riders clear just down the road. Most of those riders in the pack rolling. One of those riders, Michael Vink. Vink took the win last week. In fact, Vink's taken both wins so far this month in both of those qualifiers. We can see him with the big screen in front of him. Nice placement in the group, not panicking about the riders down the road. Early doors at the moment, 3.1 kilometres into this 45-kilometre race. Well, Van Elst closing the gap at the moment and pushing on here. It is Marcin Trojanowski. It's a Polish contingent who are off the front at the moment. And Trojanowski at the front and Trzynski, the rider, following him. Mikhail Plantero has gone too. Michael Knudsen covers the move for the Boss Moves Only squad. Ollie Jones now looking to cover the move for the Alpha Jaw squad. Each of the teams wanting to get a rider into that little breakaway movement. The question is, are they getting a rider ride it into the breakaway, or are they bringing the pack back? Stefan Van Elst now picking up the pace, so is Hayden Pucker. The pack are going to start to come back because the pack do not want 5 riders to go clear, and 5 riders could stay clear on this type of course today. So they really do want to come back, and you can see this. Look at the stretch on that pack behind. The chase is on to close this down, and the riders need to stay in that long tail until it touches the head of the race and it moves back together. Now, on the left-hand side of your screen, they're dropping into the aquarium at the moment, and Christoph Thiem in category 2 is one of the 2 riders who have had a top 5 this month in the pack. Only 2 riders who have had a top 5 this month in the category 2 pack today, the other rider being Peter Milostic. Just stretched his legs on the front. SS is in there as well. So is Ika Morel, one of the coaches on MyWhoosh. You can catch him on the live coaching, and great sessions right the way across that live coaching community. The category 2 pack rolling strongly. They're dropping into the aquarium, as you can see. The underwater tunnels before they climb out the other side and then head towards the Canberra climb. Category 2 race field strongly pulling on as they drop into that aquarium. Well, dropping into the end of the Sydney Sprint is the Category 1 race field. Nolly Jones closing the gap down because it is indeed Jeffrey Malure who went for that sprint. Jasper Paradians also. Paradians picking up the green skin suit, but Malure and Paradians having a great battle. Paradians picking it up from, well, actually, Alexei Kalman putting in second place in that sprint competition in category 1. Malure coming through for third. So let's take a look at the times. Paradians 12 seconds in category 1. Dorvin Elos 11.5 quicker in category 2. Nicholas Fournier category 3. Rick Van Erck in category 4. Look at that, 11.7, phenomenal time. Michael Pruitt in category 5 and Marius Fosseed in category 6. Those are the 6 holders of the green skin suits, 1 for each of the categories. And talking about categories, this category 1 race has not stopped. It has been constant attack after attack after attack. They're 5.4 kilometres in and another group has gone. It contains the world champion as well. So Jason Osborne is in that leading group of 3 and Stefan Van Elst with Marshall Wu. Lucas Halen is in there as well. Really trying to pull this back now, not letting them go. We've got 1 or 2 riders who are off the back of the group now. So the concerted continual attacks in this category 1 race causing problems now for 1 or 2 riders. Van Elst is the rider that we are in with. Always looks so calm and considered on the bike when you drop into Stefan Van Elst. He looks like nothing could bother him. He really does. Matt, my co-commentator who's on the BMX duty today, normally calls him the Iceman because of it. But he is indeed one cool, calm and collected individual. Covering the gap at the moment, Stefan Van Elst. Some phenomenal performances this year on the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club. And he is indeed a great protagonist and racer, a great strategist as well. Well, the 3 riders at the moment down the road, Van Elst, Safrazadi, Wu, Plantero, the riders closing this down. Milostic, the young rider from Australia, second. I'm going to really look forward to seeing Lyndon Milostic as this year progresses. I imagine he is a rider who is going to be going for that World Championship qualification place, and we're probably going to see him in those MyWhoosh Championships. Signed Safrazadi, I hope we are also going to see him in those MyWhoosh Championships later in 2025. He raced those MyWhoosh Championships in 2023 and was a superb performer, particularly on the climbs. Him and Michael Knudsen had some phenomenal battles. If you are interested and you want to join those MyWhoosh Championships for 2025, they take place between the 12th and the 19th of August. $1 million prize pot across the men's and the women's competition. 7 days of racing. It's an 8-day stage race, 1 rest day. Flat races, hilly, mountainous, and individual time trial stages. There's a GC competition based on cumulative time. There's a team competition, a mountains competition, and a sprint competition. Not just GC, but there's an under-23 competition and a Masters competition for 45s and overs. All 6 categories like we see on the Sunday Race Club. So it is going to be a huge undertaking and a massive race. I, for one, am really looking forward to it. I love watching stage racing, and stage racing on Cycling Esports is absolutely brilliant as well. There is an events page on MyWhoosh. You can click on the MyWhoosh Championship. The road book is out. Registration opens on the 23rd of June. The road book contains all the routes, all the maps, all that information is there. The only thing we are awaiting on is the start times of the men's and women's race. They will be coming out shortly. Take a look at all that information. Get yourselves ready, because you too could be on that start line for those MyWhoosh Championships and that $1 million prize pot. A number of the riders that we see on the Sunday Race Club will be on that start line. I can absolutely guarantee. One of the things I can guarantee is that racing is going to be superb, and it really adds a different dimension. Racing 8 days with one rest day, following all of those different competitions. It's going to be so exciting. You see people come to the fore with their specialist discipline. You see the sprinters come to the fore, the climbers come to the fore, the all-rounders come to the fore, the team competition, the support the riders give each other. Daniel Dotto, we can see at the moment, well, he's got no support out there at the moment, but I bet he's got a fan club somewhere, because Daniel Dotto is on the Canberra climb at the moment, category 6. He's got a 22-second gap over Junior Silva. The rider on the screen at the moment, you can see tapping a great rhythm, hydration by the side. But he's 23 seconds clear of Silva, 40 seconds clear of the chase group, which is being led by Milostic, Winfield, Warren and Wolf. Great rising from Daniel Dotto. This is a great gap. Can he stay clear? When he gets to the top of the Canberra climb, where he is more than likely to take that polka dot skin suit and the climbing competition today, he's got a 24.3 kilometre run to the finish. And I can tell you, the latest starting race fields are highly likely to catch the earlier starting race fields on that run to the finish line. It's just the nature of the racing. The later starting race fields run faster. They at a higher pace. They will sweep up the earlier starting categories. The packs are coming together at the moment. You can see Dotto and Silva we are in with at the moment. So Daniel Dotto, 30 seconds up the climb. Silva here in 2. The pack behind, Milostic, Warren, Winfield, Wolf, Toro. They're around 13, 14 seconds back. For me, we do see groups close gaps, particularly when we get to the other side of this, because it's a long descent. And then other than, I'm going to say, bumps in the road, it is a fairly flat run to the finish. It really is. And if you're in a group, you're going to run fast. You can close gaps down. We saw earlier in the women's race, 34-second gaps get closed down, where the gap was around 34, 35 seconds at the top of the climb. By the time they came to the finish line, the gap was closed and it was a full-on sprint. Their finish line was 10k closer than the men's. There's a further 10 kilometres here for the groups to catch. So expect bigger gaps than 30 seconds to be closed down. Well, Daniel Dotto is on our screen on the left-hand side. His avatar and in person, he's on the front of this category 6 race. Junior up and out the saddle, the cadence at 45 revs per minute at the moment. Two very different climbing styles we're seeing on the screen at the moment. Dotto sat down, cadence at 80, 82, trying to tap a rhythm, really trying to keep that cadence rolling. He's going to see the polka dot banner very, very shortly. Junior Silva, the cadence much slower, standing up out of the saddle. A very different style of riding here. Working for both of them. You've got to go with what works for you as an individual. Try things out, yes, but go with what works for you. Well, Lionel Vu Yassin, what works for him at the moment is being tightly in this category 1 bunch. They are all back together again. Well, I say that, but then Bjorn Andreasen is indeed at the front of the group. Lionel Vu Yassin, Marshall Wu, Van Elst, Jason Osborne. Halen is there as well. Off the back of the group, we've got 1 or 2 riders. So this pack has been split, and those earlier attacks that literally started from the gun here in category 1 has meant we've lost riders off the back of the group in a number of different attacks. They're climbing out of the aquarium at the moment. And coming to the top of that section, they're then going to run from here at 11k to the 15.3 kilometre marker, where they start on the Canberra climb. The Category 2 riders are a little bit further ahead of them on the road at the moment, but Andreas and Hayland, Vujasin, at the front of that Category 1 pack. In the Category 2 pack, well, you can see they are around 3.5 minutes ahead of them. Milostic, Skirsi, Gazari, Don, Quintero, Santo, Stepanak, all in there. They're going to come to the climb before the Category 1 riders. Big pack, tight together. They too are rolling strongly, but you can see the Category 1 pack rolling faster. 43 kilometres an hour for Category 1, 37 kilometres an hour for Category 2. Both riders we were in with then, both riding Zone 2. So interestingly, those packs rolling very similar. In terms of Category 6, Daniel Dotto is going to be the first rider, well, not just in Category 6, but in all of our race fields to top the Canberra climb today. That's the polka dot banner, and I tell you, that's one rider who is going to be very, very pleased to see that. So Daniel Dotto goes over with a 38-second gap on the chase group. Junior Silva has been pulled back into that chase group. So it is Daniel Dotto in one. Leading the Category 6 race with a 30-second gap on the chase group. He's going to go across the top section here, solo in that polka dot skin suit, and then he's going to start descending the other side. The chase group behind. It's going to be interesting to see the total number of riders in that chase group. But the Category 5 pack, well, it's no lone leader there. It is a pack 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I reckon that's around 10 riders in that leading group. Gavaria, Wang, Polaka, Arias, Villada, Smithson, Pruitt, Dawson, all in the group. Now, Martin Wang, the Danish rider, has been riding really strongly in Category 5 recently. So that's going to be really interesting to see. I can confirm the pack in Category 6 have now gone over the line. 7 riders in that following group. Let me just give you that information before we go in with Category 5. So Daniel Dotto in 1. Winfield, Silva, Warren, Wolf, Milostic, Toro, and Cadabona, the 7 riders chasing in Category 6. In Category 5, we are in with Pulaka at the moment, up and out of the saddle, dancing on those pedals as he pushes through to second place at the moment in Category 5. Oswaldo Gavaria is just pushing on here, pushing for that polka dot skin suit. So Gavaria pushing for that polka dot skin suit in the Category 5 race. Just one climb today. Whoever tops this climb picks up not just a segment place, but the overall sprint competition. It is awarded to Gavaria in Category 5. He comes off the pace, he comes off the power to recover and let the group come back to him. It will be a group as well, so whilst one rider goes over at the head of that Category 5 race, Dawson, Pulaka, Villada and Pruitt very, very quickly come through. So does Smithson, Wang and Mokhtari. So Kendall, Mountier and Mortek are also now through. So that is going to be a group of 11 riders in Category. So Category 6, it's 8. Category 5, it's 11. Category 4, we're going to be the next riders to see the top of the climb. And I'll tell you something, they've got around 350 metres to go till they get to that polka dot banner. One of these riders is going to push on shortly to try and pick up that polka dot skin suit. But this is one big group. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I reckon that's got to be nearly 15 riders in the leading group in Category 4 at the moment. It's Moretti, Marin, Brooke, Almeida, Stevenson, Ramirez. They are all in the front of this group. Malin is there as well. They are shoulder to shoulder. As we watch the Category 4 pack shouldering their way up the top of the climb, there's an attack going on In category 2, Patrick Stepanek is pushing on. He wants the pace to lift, and he's gone straight up into zone 6. He's on the 16 kilometres. He's on the climb with the rest of the pack. Nobody had poked their nose out into the wind. Stepanek, well, he's decided it's time to go. The early slopes are a little bit kinder than the later ones, and he's trying to get a gap early. No gaps at the moment in category 4. We've got 2 riders at the moment going head to head. 3 riders, 4 riders, maybe 5 riders going head to head here for the polka dot skin suit. Trent Stevenson pushing on. Daniel Moretti sprinting for that polka dot banner. Moretti absolutely desperate to take those polka dots for that climbing competition. Is it going to stay with him? Yes, it is. So Daniel Moretti kicked to 9 watts per kilo to take that polka dot skin suit and that climbing competition. He backs off down to zone 2. It's time to recover. Time to let the group come back together again. Let's just take a little look at how many riders in that group. So Moretti, Ramirez, Stevenson, Almeida, Marin, Brook, Kirchner, Pedoncini, Pino, Arayev, Groen, Giuliano and Van Urk. 13 riders in that leading group in category 4. Well, there's not 13 riders in the leading group in category 1 at the moment. It's Kaminski and Plantero. Kaminski on the screen at the moment. Time to give us a thumbs up as he dances on those pedals alongside Mikel Plantero as they go into the early slopes of the climb here in Australia on the outer loop, the Canberra climb, under their wheels. And Mikel Plantero has decided the only way is up and leading from the front. That's what the Frenchman is doing. Mikel Kaminski's covered the move. Joel Lewis, Jason Osborne, Michael Vink, Ollie Jones, Marshall Wu, all in there. Interesting to see how Marshall Wu goes this week. We haven't seen him over the last couple of weeks on the Sunday Race Club. Prior to that, he's been putting in some sterling performances and some really strong rides. Christoph Flubus is in here as well. Hayden Pucker, Ricardo Panizza. Panizza normally rides well on these strong long climbs. Said Safrazadi is here as well. It's going to be a great race, this one, and the climb now starting not quite in earnest. They're currently at around 4.6%. The gradient will get a lot steeper. 3 core segments to this climb. The first one kicks to around 13%, the second one to around 12%, and then the final step really goes to around 16%. Category 2 are 1 kilometre ahead of category 1. That's still a very big group on the road at the moment as well. And it's going to be an interesting group because I think category 2, well, it's our largest race field today by some way. 55 riders on the start sheets in category 2. And I think we really are going to see a big pack of riders go over the top of this climb. And a big pack coming for a sprint finish. Patrick Stepanek, the early protagonist in category 2 when they got onto those lower slopes, has now been brought back into the pack, but he's right at the front of the race. Godzari is there, so is Velas and Ramirez, David Darn. Julien Quintero is in the mix, so is Chord Allenjung. The riders pushing on and really wanting to keep the pace high. They're coming up onto the flat section. There is some respite on the way. I don't know whether it really is called respite, but the gradient does give a little at the top of those steps. Now, one of the riders we were in with earlier in category 3, Martin Matheson, the Danish rider, back on our screens again, pushing on here in the category 3 race and pushing on strongly. He's about to come towards the top of the climb. That's the polka dot banner for category 3. He's 28 seconds clear of the chase behind. Christian Montoya, Andre Diduch are behind him. But Matheson doing a great ride. Look at the grimace on his face. This is pain on his legs. He's just got to keep this going. He knows 1 or 2 of those riders could easily put in a final surge to take that polka dot skin suit behind him. And he knows he's got to keep pushing till that banner. There it is. The banner is over. He's over the top of the climb. He can sit back down. He can take some recovery now, unless he wants to go clear all the way. But it's a long run. It's nearly 25 kilometres now to the finish line. Most riders, when they go over the top of that polka dot banner, then take the respite, recover, let the group come back together. Well, that's category 3. This is category 1. They are much further down the slopes in Canberra at the moment. And the pack, look at the top right-hand corner of your screen. The pack is splitting now in Category 1. The pace is on the front. We're in with Christoph Flubus at the moment. One of the riders towards the back of this group, Mikhail Kaminski, is there as well. Daniel Turek, Johan Noren, Mikhail Plantro a little bit further back. So is Michael Knudsen. There we go. We're dropping in with Christoph Flubus at the moment. You can see him up and out of the saddle. Oh, thank you for the hello. That was really great. Just keep on driving. Drive those pedals. Stay in that group. Do not let it go. Niall Pedersen is the rider. He's closing down, and he has indeed closed that down. Great job. Great effort. Back on the flat section. A little bit of respite now. Very, very small period of time. Just a micro rest or two. But even at the pace these Category 1 riders are pushing at, Christoph Flubus doing a great job onto the back of this leading group here. Jones, Wu, Osborne, Vink, Van Elst, just a who's who here. They've got a second on, or just on the back there is Turek, Knudsen at 8 seconds, Kaminski at 8 seconds. Noren is back there as well. So is Plantro and Panizza. These are the riders who have been dropped from that group now. But Michael Knudsen pushing on at the moment. Like I say, they've come onto this platform. You can take this in two different ways. You can either go big push, micro rest, big push, micro rest, or you can just go constant pace all the way up. And different riders like to race climbs in different ways. Some riders like a long, steady time trial pace up a climb. Seen out on the road, that on Grand Tours as well. If you ever watched Geraint Thomas race, he liked a solid pace up a climb, and quite often you'd see a big high-paced attack, gap him on a climb, and he would just keep his own pace and close it down. Exactly what Michael Knudsen is doing at the moment here in Category 1. Well, if we head to the front of the race, 28.6 kilometres. This is the Category 5 pack. They have worked their way through a large section of the Category 6 race field. This is the Category 5 leading pack. Just 8 riders now ahead of them on the race field. The 8 riders, that is the leading group of the Category 6 race. Matt Smithson in blue in that leading group with Adam Dawson et al. It was 11 riders last time we were in with that Category 5 race pack. Category 6, Daniel Dotto had gone clear on the climb, and it was around a 34-35 second gap that he had. It's now down to 13 seconds, and Vladimir Toro, the rider in second place, Joel Warren, Cadabona, Winfield, Silva and Milostic all chasing behind. That gap is coming down, and at some point Dotto needs to decide what he's going to do. He's still got 15k to go, and a pack are going to roll quicker. So he's currently rolling at 41 kilometres an hour. The pack on the right-hand side of your screen, admittedly, this is a Category 5 pack, but there are Category 6 riders in it. They're rolling at 47 kilometres an hour, and you are going to see that now. The packs behind are going to roll quicker. You've got to have a really good gap to stay clear for this run into the finish. It is such a long run-in. Over 24 kilometres from the top of the climb to the checkered flag. Packs will roll fast and sweep up riders on the way. We're talking about packs rolling fast, packs climbing fast as well, because Category 2, the leading pack in Category 2, the 19.1 kilometre marker, we're in with side Carradine, Todd Allen and Simon Walter, those 3 riders on your screen. They are part and parcel of this group. There you go. We're in with Simon Walter at the moment. He's the rider on the bottom of your screen. Took his first win on the Sunday Race Club recently. Fabulous to see. And so pleased to take that win. Hard work this is. Walter, Godzari, X100, Biarhead, Damsgaard, Santo, Pinto, Nitko, all in this group. The climb is so steep. They are just on a small bit of respite at the moment, micro rests going on before it kicks again. This final section goes to 16% at the top of the Canberra climb, and this Category 2 pack dancing their way into it. Well, dancing their way lower down the slopes are Michael Vink and Jason Osborne. Michael Vink has put his ice vest on. He's cool, calm and collected. Well, I'm not quite sure he is, but he's desperately doing a great impression of it here next to Jason Osborne on the climb. Stefan Van Elst trying to go with these 2 riders. Jason Osborne, the world champion in that rainbow jersey. Michael Vink, the rider in yellow behind him. Ollie Jones, Stefan van Elst, Marshall Wu, Lionel Vyas inside Safrazadi. They're only 4 seconds back. Then the rest of the category 1 pack littered down the back of the Canberra climb at the moment. Vink out the saddle, cadence at around 70, 483, 500 Watsy tops now, trying to close down that gap to Osborne. Osborne just pushed on those pedals slightly to extend the gap. Now Vink closes it down, gets back onto his wheel. They're about to go past Damon Kisnowski, and let me tell you, Damon Kisnowski, the category 2 rider, is no slouch. Osborne and Vink now trying to move away from the rest of the category 1 race field. Ollie Jones leading the charge behind at 7 seconds, but the power and pace of Vink and Osborne, these two are going to be ones to watch later this year on the run-up to those World Championships. The format is going to be really interesting for them because, well, once we get further details of those formats, lots of points on offer through sprints, through climbs, through different types of racing. Tactics are going to be important. The number of riders who qualify from each nation, how much they ride and race as a team is going to be important. Those semi-finals, the date has been published in October. The finals in November on the 15th in Abu Dhabi. That is going to be great, but will Vink and Osborne be lining up on that stage side by side? Only time will tell. They are currently climbing side by side behind this group of Category 2 riders who are at the 20-kilometre marker. They've got around 650 metres to go until they see that polka dot skin suit. It's a big group at the moment. Bengston's there, Van He's there, Santos there, Gomberg is about 5 seconds back. 5 seconds up the road is Darn, Quintero, Graves. Those are the riders who are just pushing around the corner at the moment on this Canberra climb. They are really, really working strongly here and pushing on now. The riders are going to be starting to think about who's going to take the polka dot skin suit and how many riders are they going to try and get in the leading group to ride away over the top of the climb. So the fastest time on this course, the course record at the moment, 65 minutes 44 seconds, set by Michael Knudsen. Back in January 2024. 18 months ago, the course record was set on the Australia Outer Loop. It's an old favourite. It's like a cosy jumper. You know, one you haven't put on in a long time that comes out of the wardrobe and just reminds you of the kick in the middle. And that kick in the middle is the Canberra climb. Jason Osborne, Michael Vink, the two riders on the left-hand side of your screen, tapping their way up here in Category 1. Category 2, well, they are only about 150 metres ahead of them. Osborne and Vink are coming up onto the leading group in Category 2 very, very quickly. They started 5 minutes behind the Category 2 race field and they're working their way through. In fact, you can see on that top right-hand corner of your screen, the yellow jerseys of the Category 1 pack really now starting to get mixed with the Category 2 riders all the way up the Canberra climb. Osborne and Vink have just gone past Niall Beatty, the climber in Category 3. They're about to come onto Frederick Gombert, David Kowalski, Mark Santo, as they continue their charge up the Canberra climb. Question is by the time they get to the top of the Canberra climb, can they have gone past the entire Category 2 race field? I wouldn't put it past them. I really, really wouldn't. The thing is then what we may well see is the rest of the Category 1 chasing pack gets swept up with the Category 2 riders, and it would be really, really interesting whether they can tow them back to the front of the Category 2 race field. This is the front of the Category 2 race field, and Peter Malostik is doing the business on the climb. He's gone underneath the polka dot banner. Looking to set the fastest time. Godzari goes through after him. So Peter Malostik setting the fastest time. Arvin Godzari coming through in 2. Patrick Stepanak in 3. Todd Allingen, Simon Walter, Jonas Bjarhead. Nicholas Damsgaard, X100, Carlos Ospina and David Darn. The top 10 riders in Category 2 going over the climb together as Michael Vink goes over and takes the polka dot skin suit. Jason Osborne. Now you need to watch because Vink in polka dot, Osborne in white with rainbow bands. They are both category 1 riders. So Michael Vink fastest time, 12 minutes 51 seconds. McCarthy's time in the women's race, 15 minutes. So you can see where we're at. Not too far behind Peter Milostic would Kate McCarthy have been, his time in category 2. Martin Matheson in category 3, Daniel Moretti category 4, Oswaldo Gaviria category 5, and Daniel Dotto in category 6. They set the fastest time and pick up the polka dot skin suits. Interesting to see the category 2 leading pack mixed with Vink and Osborne. It's going to be interesting to see how long they stay there. Well, actually, it's the chasing group. The leading pack is a little bit further down the road, around 350 metres. Now, the question will be, will Vink and Osborne continue to work? How much will this chasing group work? And how much will the category 1-2 riders sit in this group versus push on? Only time will tell, but Milostic, Stepanak, Walter and Bjarhead, these riders together at the moment. So 3 riders currently leading the category 2 race on the descent. It's not far. The chasing pack is not far behind, around 7 or 8 seconds, and it's a big chasing group. Ika Morel, Philip Graves, Van Hee, Nico Carradine, all in with Vink and Osborne at the moment. Vink happy to take a little bit of respite, a little bit of recovery on the back of the pack on the descent at the moment, a little bit further up the road. The groups are all coming together. They're at 34.8 kilometres. They're about to come round to what was the women's finish. It's not the men's finish. This is Wilson Villada at the moment on your screens. He's part and parcel of the category 5 race. 1 or 2 category 6 riders still down the road ahead of them. But this leading category 5 pack have been sweeping up the category 6 riders. Because of the nature of this course, there are a few rollers. We're coming up to one of them at the moment. You can see it's just a shy of 2% at the moment. The road goes a little bit upwards, but it's not long. These riders are able to stay in to the faster moving groups behind because of this pace, because of the draft available. And that's what this category 6 group are doing with this category 5 group. It's not illegal. It's absolutely fine. It's completely within the rules. The category 6 packs start earlier than category 5 minutes, and those gaps enable us to try and get all the finishes together so we can cover as much of the racing as possible and call all 6 race leaders home. Now, the only rider clear now of this group is Daniel Dotto, the category 6 leader. He's on the left-hand side of your screen. He's got around 150 metres and around 13 seconds. He's continuing to push. He's continuing to stay clear. It's an interesting question whether it's a good tactic. It's still got 10 kilometres of racing to do, and the pack behind are rolling fast. It's challenging to compare the paces, but 31 kilometres versus 30 kilometres, but they are going up a 7% gradient at the moment. He's on a 2.5% negative. So if you find them on a flat piece of ground, then try and compare the pace. The large pack on the right-hand side will be rolling quicker. There's no two ways about it. He's coming out of the sprint. They're going into the sprint. It is just a really interesting race field. At 46 kilometres an hour, this pack go into the sprint now. I think Dotto's time is limited. It's now down to 9 seconds. The rider really just needs, I think, to go with the fact that I need to sit in the group now, I need to recover, and I need to find my sprint legs, because that, I think, is what it's going to be. Patrick Mortek here in category 5 pushing on for the sprint. This is indeed the sprint at the 36.5 kilometre marker. This is the Wollongong sprint here. Canberra sprint already done. The Wollongong sprint now. Joel Warren picking up the points in the category 6 race. Patrick Mortek picking up the points in the category. Just as a caveat, there are obviously more riders out on the course who may be looking to contend the sprint competition, and they could indeed sprint from behind. That sprint competition is live until all the riders in the category have gone through that sprint segment. So do bear in mind those positions could change. Now, at the head of the Category 2 race, we've got Stepanak, X100, Godzari, Milostic, Bjarhead, and Walter. Damsgaard, Chord, Alanjung are a little bit behind, so it's looking like we've got riders in contention, 4 behind, 3 in front. 7 riders could very well come back together again very, very shortly. The chasing riders are not far behind. The chasing grouping containing Vink and Osborne, the 2 leaders in the Category 1 race, are only at 14 seconds here. So we could see all 3 groups in this Category 2 race converge into one large group at the front, particularly with the drive from Vink and Osborne behind. It's all go here in Australia on the course in Wollongong today. It's a big, long, flat run to the finish. 6 race fields out on the road. Vink and Osborne continuing to push, seeming to be content in this group, but this group and the pace with Vink and Osborne in it, pushing on now and about to come onto the back of the group behind. Now, there are only 3 riders clear at the front, so these groups now converging with the pace on the flat runs. 27.4 kilometres. Category 1 leaders find themselves in Ollie Jones, also in a Category 2 pack. He's with Marshall Wu. Jones and Wu currently 3rd and 4th in the Category 1 race. They're about 300 metres down on the group containing Vink and Osborne, but the Category 2 pack making the most of the fact they've got 2 Category 1 riders to sit in with. Ivan Nuki is one of those riders sitting in. So is Maciej Mendakowicz. They're going to sit on the back of Jones and Wu and let Jones and Wu do the work to catch. You can see the difference in the pace of the groups travelling at the moment as this group with Osborne and Vink just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So as Vink and Osborne continue to push on and take the Category 2 group with them, let's take a look at where we are on this course. We're in Australia on the Absolute course. And we are indeed now heading towards that Melbourne sprint. So the front of the race gone through the Wollongong sprint and heading towards the Melbourne sprint. The majority of the race fields now all on that final 10-kilometre run into the finish. They've gone up and over the Canberra climb. They've come down the other side. And on this long, flat section, more than 20 kilometres this run to the checkered flag. The group's starting to come together and really forming big bunches on the road. Highly likely we're going to see multiple sprints here today as we come through the Wollongong sprint, the Melbourne sprint at 41.8k. Once that's finished, it's just a 3-kilometre run to the line, and you can see here the groups on the road. So on the left-hand side of your screen, you've got the Category 1 leaders with a huge chase group in Category 2. They're just 10 seconds now off of the leading trio in Category 2. Vink and Osborne have caught all bar the top 3. X100, Stepanek and Milostic are 10 seconds down the road. At the front of the race, the Category 5 and the Category 6 race fields have come together and is one huge group of riders on the front of this race as well. Now, the Melbourne sprint at the 41-kilometre marker. No one in the race field has been through there yet. We are still with more than 5k to go at the front, but these 3 riders, there you go. The pack is coming. If X100, Stepanek and Milostic could look over their shoulder. Godzari is with them as well. Well, the pack are coming. So 4 riders at the front of the Category 2 race. Is there a reason to continue to drive and stay clear? It's almost a fruitless effort because the pack are coming. They've got Osborne and Vink in there. Osborne and Vink are just going to continue to keep driving at the pace, and the rest of the group are going to try and stay on board the train that is Michael Vink and Jason Osborne. These 4 Category 1 riders out for X100, Godzari and Milostic. Well, it could well be over and they could be joining this huge group of Category 2 chasers. Van He, Graves, et al. Are all in the mix here. Ika Morelle is there. Nico Damsgaard is there. Bjarhead is there. I said at the start of this race, the Category 2 race field was wide open today because only 2 of the riders who have finished in the top 5 this month are in the race field. So much progression into that Category 1 race field over the last couple of months. On the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club, which has been fabulous to see and totally rewarded. So Kalman has gone up this week. Khan Ken, Burt Ken, Trzynski has gone up as well. Giselle Betty has gone up. That is a rider who has been knocking on the door of Category 1 for a long time. As the Category 1 leaders, Michael Vink and Jason Osborne, go through that sprint banner. Not contending the Canberra sprint, but continuing to ride and continuing to push. The pack go in, the leaders come out, and take a look at that. The group is caught. So the 4 riders clear at the front of this Category 2 race now being brought into the pack. Stepanak, X100, Peter Milostic, all being pulled into the group. Well, Jason Osborne picks up the fastest time in Category 1, but we've only had 2 riders from Category 1 go through the sprint so far. But he does indeed pick up the mantle for now. Ike Morel does in Category 2, Nicholas Fournier in Category 3, Rick van Erck in Category 4, Mike Broadbent in Category 5, Marius Fossid in Category 6, setting the fastest times live at the moment through the Canberra sprint. And I say live at the moment. It is live until all those race fields are through that sprint. And you know what? Anything can happen, and anything is happening at the moment because now Vink and Osborne have caught the entire Category 2 race field. They continue to push on, and the Category 2 race field desperate to stay on their wheels. Vink and Osborne desperate to go clear. Can they go clear? Well, Vink is dialing it on the front at the moment. The question is, are Michael Vink and Jason Osborne in communication with each other? I would think they probably are. They're both on that Boss Moves Only squad. They both train together. Well, there you go. Look at that. Michael Vink, Matthias Van He. Van He part and parcel of that Category 2 pack. Vink part and parcel of the Category 1 leading duo. All in that group on the road. Well, Van He and Vink on the screens at the moment. Osborne and Vink leading the Category 1 race. Godzari, Morel, Milostic, Alanjung, all part and parcel of the Category 2 pack. They are just going to sit on the wheels of Osborne and Vink. They've got, well, take a look at that. They've got 12.5 kilometres to the finish line. How long will Vink and Osborne sit in this group? There's no reason for them to leave the group. The group is rolling strongly. The group is rolling fast. It is going to roll into the back of other race fields, potentially. At the head of the race, there's one more big pack. This is the Category 5 leaders and the Category 6 leaders. They're at the 42.6 kilometre marker. They don't have 10k to go at all. They have a much shorter distance to go. And they're currently coming up towards the 2 kilometre to go marker. And there are 2 leading fields here, joined as one. So the Category 2 and 1 race ongoing, 10k behind the Category 5 and 6 race as they come into one of the final climbs on this section. The climbs now are short and sharp. There are not a lot of them, and they are not going to do a huge amount of damage to the pack, but they may split. And I use the word may because they may not split, or they may split this pack. But it is continually changing the gradient. You can see the gradient on the top right-hand corner of your screen. It is positive, it is negative, and the riders, if they push, they need to pay close attention. You might see riders going off the back of the group, and that's what we're seeing at the moment. They need to dig. They need to dig deep to stay in this group. They need to make the most of the draft, and they need to be in the draft. The drafter comes at 5 meters. If you've ever ridden on MyWhoosh and you see that sign that says at 10 meters, at 9, at 8, at 7, at 6, you've got to really be at 5 meters to make the benefit of the draft and for those power numbers to go green. That is what you want. Mortek is on the front with Smiths and Pulaka. Villada and Dawson, they're in the blue jerseys of Category 5. The purple jerseys of Category 6. Dadson is in there. Catabona is in there. Let's not forget there are skin suits. There are green skin suits of the sprint leaders. There are polka dot skin suits of the climb leaders. The numbers are the only thing that will separate the riders' categories on those jerseys. Well, this group has all come back together again after that dig on that climb. They're coming up to 1K to go. We're in with Dawson, Villada, Rooney and Fabra. They are lining up for the finish. We have 1,000 metres to go in Category 5 and 6. Jeff Rooney in the mix, known for his long climbing efforts and his huge levels of endurance. Lining up for the sprint here, the Category 5 riders, Kendall, Smithson, Pruitt, Rooney, Villada, Rooney, Abbott, Dotto lining up from the Category 6 race. We're going to take these riders into the finish, I think. Oh, fabulous windows into our riders' world on this run into the finish. We take the corner here. We've got 600 metres to go. Mortek and Wang on the front. It's getting cagey. They are sub 2 watts per kilo at the moment. They do not want to blink. Who's going to blink first? Who's going to launch the sprint? We're looking for the numbers to go, but at the moment, they are looking at everybody else. Who's at the back of the group? That's who you want to be watching. We're going to call Category 5 and Category 6 into the finish at the same time. 250 metres to go, and Palaka goes at 7 watts per kilo, 8 watts per kilo. Mountier's at 10. Fosseed's at 12. We've got the sprint winner here from Category 6. Can he take the overall title as well? Pulaka's going, so's Dawson in the Category 5 race. Dawson's going large in the Category 5 race. Adam Dawson's going to take the win in Category 5. Fosseed's going to take the win in Category 6, I think, from Joel Warren. That was a phenomenal sprint. Adam Dawson on our screen at the time he took the win. His timing was to perfection. Adam Dawson, BMC Rule 5, takes the win in Category 5 from Matt Smithson. Wow, what a sprint. Category 6, it was Marius Fossed from Joel Warren. Let's just take a quick roundup, and I mean quick. So Fossed from Warren, from Fabra, from Dadson, from Catabona in Category 6. In Category 5, it was Dawson from Smithson, from Villada, from Pulaka, from Mountier. Top 5. Well, that's the top 5 in Category 6 and Category 5. Category 4 are very shortly on the run-in. They're at 900 metres to go. Moretti, Brook, Pino, Stevenson, Almeida, Kirchner, all in the mix. It is a big group as well, and they've got a Category 5 pack rolling hot on their heels as well at the moment. On the right hand side of your screen, Category 3 are coming into the final 3 kilometres to go as well. But this is a good sized group of Category 4 riders as well. How cagey is this sprint going to be? Are we going to see somebody go long, or are we going to see this come down to the last 250 metres like we saw in Category 5 and 6? I love these final stages where everybody looks at each other. Everybody wonders who's going to go first. Ramirez is putting in a little bit of power, just making sure, not wanting to go too early. Oh, here we go. Ramirez is going now. Ramirez is going big, 11 watts per kilo. Ramirez is going early. Kirchner kicks. He's nearly at 14 watts per kilo. What can Paolo Kirchner do? Can Kirchner take this? Who is coming to the fore here? Paolo Kirchner. Daniel Moretti is coming. So is Pino. Pino is coming hard and fast, so is Brook. They're coming through, but this is the line, and we've got Franklin Almeida on the front here, so Almeida takes it from Pino, from Brook. Timing is everything in this sprint. Franklin Almeida takes that today from Timothy Brook, from Matteo Pino. What a sprint. Ariev takes 4th place today from Paolo Kirchner. Moretti takes 6th in the end from Ramirez. Stevenson in 8th. Well, the sprints are not disappointing today here on the Outer Loop in Australia. Category 3 are going to be the rolling in. We've got Kochkov, Kalman, Didutch, Tidholm, Van Veligum, all in the mix on the right-hand side of your screen. And what can I tell you? Other than Jason Osborne has ridden away from Michael Vink. On the left-hand side of your screen, X100 has gone with Jason Osborne at the moment. In fact, he's the only rider to go with Jason Osborne. So leading the Category 2 race, X100. Osborne leading the Category 1 race. That's an interesting move. Michael Vink at 10 seconds with Biarhead, Graves, Milostic, Walter a little bit further back. So it's all change in that Category 1, Category 2 race. They've still got some way to go, but on the right-hand side of your screen, the Category 3 pack don't. They are coming up to the 2 kilometre to go marker. So with 6 kilometres to go, Jason Osborne is leading the Category 1 race. He's got around 7 or 8 seconds on Michael Vink and the rest of that Category 2 pack. X100 has pushed on hard to go with him and has stuck to his wheel like glue. On the right-hand side of your screen, we are watching the Category 1 race unfold, though, and it is indeed Martin Matheson who's gone early. Matheson has indeed gone early. It's the first long-run range move we have seen on the run into the finale. The other race fields have left it to the final 300 metres, but they are on your screen. Pierre fell up and out the saddle. Mathieu Kalman still waiting. Timing for Kalman. Martin Matheson, the rider from Denmark, on the front here, but he's got 400 metres to go and the rest of them are coming. Kochkov fell. Montoya, Diduch, Van Vellegem. Has Matheson gone too early? Has he got another kick? He's up and out the saddle at 9 watts per kilo. Pierre Fell is gone. Diduch is kicked at 12. Who's going to come over the top? Nickel Kansara now comes out into the wind. That's the line. Kochakov is there. Diduch, Kansara. Kochakov. Is it going to be Kochakov? Is it going to be Diduch? Diduch, I think, takes that from Kochakov from Fell. Going to wait for the final results to confirm that. But yet another phenomenal finale and sprint. Andre Diduch takes Category 3, 70 minutes, 53 seconds from Henrik Oya. Martin Matheson takes 3rd place. Pierre Fell takes 4th. Kochakov takes 5th. Tidholm takes 6th. Kansara takes 7th. Montoya takes 8th. Van Vellegem takes 9th. 0.7 of a second separating the top 9 riders in Category 3. Kalman comes through for 10th. Morgan, Kennett, Solar comes through for 13th. And I tell you, we have already got 17 riders through in Category 3. Amazingly fast racing and amazing sprints yet again. So the question for me is, are we going to see sprints in Category 1 and Category 2? Or are we going to see 2 lone leaders come across the line in those top spots? Well, at the moment, it's looking like 2 lone leaders. Let's have a little look here. So on the left-hand side of your screen, we've got Jason Osborne and Michael Vink. No, we haven't. We've got Jason Osborne. Sorry, let me start again. On the left-hand side of your screen, we've got Jason Osborne and X100, the 2 lone leaders in Category 1 and Category 2. We've then got a gap of 15 seconds back to the group behind, who are on the right-hand side of your screen, Phil Graves, Jonas Biarhead and Michael Vink. Phil Graves and Jonas Biarhead, 2nd and 3rd in that Category 2 race. Michael Vink, currently 2nd in the Category 1 race. They are doing the chasing. It is not a big time gap at the moment. That's all we can say. The riders continuing to push on, still have some way to go. We're looking at 3.5 kilometres for X100 and Jason Osborne. That means it's 3.5 kilometres from the riders from behind to make the catch. Can it be done? Never discount the fact that it can be done. Never discount anybody in this race. This is a Sunday Race Club. This is MyWhoosh. It's Qualifier 3 We've not been on the outer loop in Australia for some time, and it is not disappointed today. We've had multiple sprint finishes in the men's and the women's race. We've had breakaways as well, and currently this is 2 breakaways we're watching here with Jason Osborne and X100. Osborne in the rainbow bands, the current reigning world champion twice. Jason Osborne has taken that title, and he'll be looking for the 3rd time later this year. Can he do the triple? Well, only time will tell. He'll have huge competition on the day. He takes the sprint at the Melbourne Sprint. He's the first rider in Category 1 through. X100 takes the sprint in Category 2 so far. Dylan Kennett took the sprint in Category 3. Evan Swart took the sprint in Category 4. In Category 5, it was Nilsson who took the sprint, and in Category 6, it was Rene Olsen. They took the sprints. Those races are finished. The only 2 races we've got live left on the screen, well, the front end of the races we've got live left on the screen is Category 1 and Category 2. There's about 250 metres, I reckon, separating these race fields at the moment. So let's do a check. Jason Osborne in 1, Michael Vink in 2, Marshall Wu in 3, with Ollie Jones in 4, Syed Safrazadi, Mikhail Kaminsky and Hayden Pucker. Stefan Van Elst are going to be fighting it out for 5th place today. That's going to be one big sprint. In Category 1. In Category 2, it's X100 in the lead. Then we've got Phil Graves, Jonas Bjarhed in 2nd and 3rd. Damsgaard is looking like he's close and thereabouts as well for a top 5 in that Category 2 race. X100 is pushing on here. There's a big question for me as to why, because they are over 15 seconds clear of the chase group behind. Doesn't need to do the work unless he wants to stretch his legs. He obviously wants to stretch his legs. He wants to, well, how often do you get to race the world champion? And even if they're not in your own race category. Jason Osborne just pushing on those pedals and saying, well, if you want to push on, we can push on. And Jason Osborne continuing. X100 having to sprint to desperately try and close the gap down to Jason Osborne. I tell you something, he has given it some power to go clear of the rest of that Category 2 race field today. They're coming up for 1,200 metres to go, 1,100 metres to go in this race. Osborne now holding a consistent pace. X100 trying to stay in that draft. That draft coming at that 500 metre marker, the 5 metre marker from the back wheel of the rider in front. If you're not in that 5 metres, you are not going to be in the draft, and then closing it down so much harder. Closing down the world champion's back wheel is a hard job anyway, draft or not. Osborne 30 seconds clear of Vink, X100 30 seconds clear of Bjarhed and Graves. Those are the 2 riders chasing the Category 2 rider here as they continue to push on towards the finish line today. So Jason Osborne came 2nd. He took 2nd place in Colombia last week to Michael Vink. The roles are going to be reversed today as Jason Osborne is looking like he's going to take the win from Michael Vink in Category 1. It's 400 metres now to go on the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Cup. This is Qualifier 3 in June, and it is looking like the June finale is going to be a really interesting one. We're going to be heading to Australia to the Wollongong course that time. But right now we're on the outer loop, and Jason Osborne in those rainbow bands on the left-hand side, well, on the main side of your screen, is going to see the UCI banner. He's going to take the win today. Jason Osborne, your world champion, takes the win today in Category 1 for Qualifier 3 on the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Cup. He's clear of Michael Vink by 30 seconds. Mr. X100 takes the win in Category 2. He's clear of Bjarhed and Graves by 17 seconds today to take the win in Qualifier 3. The chase is on behind. It's Bjarhed versus Graves for 2nd. Michael Vink is going to be pushing on. He's behind them. I think he's going to let them run it out, and Bjarhed and Graves are indeed battling. I think Graves may have taken that from Bjarhed. He did on the line. Michael Vink comes through in 2nd place in Category 1. This is Marshall Wu in the pack of Category 2 riders. Ollie Jones is there around as well somewhere as they come through in Category 1 race. It's Jones versus Wu for third place. Ollie Jones takes it from Marshall Wu in the Category 1 race. We're going to see Hayden Pucker, and he's going to be battling it for, I think, 5th place today. So Pucker looking like he's going to come through. In the Category 1 race, he's dropped Van Elsen, Safrazadi and Kaminsky. Great riding from Hayden Pucker, returning to form on the Sunday Race Club for a top 5 finish. It's been some time since Hayden Pucker has been in the top 5 on the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club. He returns to that place today on the outer loop in Australia. Hayden Pucker comes through for 5th place today. Kaminsky, Van Elst, Safrazadi will battle it for 6th. Kaminsky's going large at the moment. Van Elst and Safrazadi kick it hard. Safrazadi goes at 13. Safrazadi wants this today. Kaminsky comes up beside Safrazadi, desperately wants this today. Is he going to take it? No, I think Van Elst is going to take it from him on the line. Let me do a little check there. So Category 1. Race results today. Jason Osborne in 1, Michael Vink in 2, Jones in 3. Let's bring them up on your screen. Jason Osborne in 1, 62 minutes, 42 seconds. Fabulous racing, new course record today, I think, on the outer loop course in Australia. Going to Jason Osborne. So Osborne in 1, Vink in 2, Ollie Jones in 3. Marshall Wu takes 4th place. Hayden Pucker takes 5th. Stefan Van Elst wins the sprint from Said Safrazadi and Mikhail Kaminsky. In 8th, Lionel Vuyasin comes through for 9th place today. And Michael Knudsen will round out the top 10 in Category 1. Category 2 was X100 from Graves, from Biarhead, Ospina, Mendakowicz, Damsgaard, Walter, Morel, Stepanek and Van He riding strongly there. Returning to the outer loop in Australia today in both the men's and the women's race has not disappointed. It's been like a family friend, the Australia outer loop course, one you haven't seen for a while, but when you do, you just remember all those fabulous times. And we've created more memories today with sprint after sprint after sprint and the occasional breakaway. It has been absolutely fantastic putting words to the action today. My name's Emma Martin. You can catch me at biking_Emma on Instagram. Please do get in touch. I do love to hear from our riders and racers. Qualifier race number 3 in June has not disappointed. Next week, we have Qualifier 4. It is a 4 qualifier month. 2 verified finishes allows you to participate in a team in those monthly finals. And those monthly finals, we are going to head to Australia again. I cannot wait. Well, we're going to have to wait a couple of weeks. Qualifier 4 is before those finals this month in June. I do hope you've enjoyed the racing as much as I have today. We will see you again soon. Until next week, stay safe, enjoy your riding. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.